Should be pretty close to ready to go once I send out notifications and everything. Let's see. Oh, day has reappeared. Excellent.
I don't know what it's doing. It's
Is it just randomly cutting in and out?
It's doing something. Discord's doing something because on my end of it's up the whole time.
Okay.
Right here. But I keep seeing on your end it just keeps going gray. I don't know what to tell you.
Somebody said anniversary over already. Yes. For those of you who didn't know, anniversaries only last for 1 day. So they start at the beginning of the day and then they end at the end of the day. That is typically how those tend to go. How was hosting the tournament? It was a blast. It was a lot of work, but it was a whole lot of fun as well, so definitely had a good time doing it. Looks like we are ready to go. Mobile Mayhem semifinals coming at you guys. Nova Academy versus Poison. We got Hardpoint on standoff to get us started.
Hardpoint identified.
Nova
Should be a
versus
great one.
Violence.
Targets in sight.
First Violence. Yep, that's what I meant. Yep, and Vegas, the shotgun start. Not something we see in a lot. Mid ready around the corner though, and it looks like Nova Academy will be first with time on the hill. Swag rocking the sniper and respawn. Not too surprising. He picks up a nice 2-piece right there to put him up at 2 kills.
Hardpoint is ours.
At least for the opening, we definitely expect to see him using the sniper. He may switch to an AR. We will have to see. We do have a couple shotguns in play, as you mentioned as well.
I'm down.
We'll have to see how those have a factor here on standoff, which we do kind of revere as one of the greater shotgun maps in many accords, as we do see Decoy coming through, finding a kill there. Kills returning over. Right now, a substantial lead for the side of Nova Imperium, as well as we will be soon making the rotation over. And this is definitely an opportunity where I would say Violence need to get over into 2-story and see if they can secure that hard point.
Yeah, we see Mason picking up 4 kills, and a lot of players starting to play into that shotgun meta. He's able to pick up a frag onto Swag as well, sliding the corner. Just barely misses a kill shot onto Zealous as he ends up hit markering there. And pretty solid lead off the start for Nova Academy, not too surprising to see. They've definitely been one of the favorites so far in Mobile Mayhem, especially for Season 3. And Zealous, already at 9 kills, will suicide to that RPG, but already into double digits with the way that Violence is playing right here. Shouldn't be too difficult for them to come away with a win unless they just absolutely fall apart.
Yeah, I mean, they have a massive lead right now here on the second hardpoint, already crossing over the 60 threshold. Meanwhile, Violence struggling to even get double digits on board. Violence definitely need to play the rotations a little bit quicker. As I was mentioning earlier, they needed to make that rotation over, give up those last trickle points, try to get into position where they can set up for the next hardpoint, which they are trying to do now, but it is Vague finding the better of them with a triple kill.
What? The laser beam that Zealous just fired, then he pulls out the Annihilator, actually ends up getting knocked off of it, but this far, I mean, we're only, what, 2 hard points in, and he's only 700 points, I believe, off of a VTOL, which is at, or 1,100 points, but regardless, still absolutely ridiculous. We got Vague right here, farming some kills as well. He's up to 13. Nova Imperium looks untouchable right now. It just, at this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit bad for Violence. Vague's gonna round the corner, pick up another one onto Lazary. He'll drop Mason there as well. 16 for him, 17 for Zealous, and then they're just absolutely wrecking Violence. Poison only 1 kill, Forbid with 3, and Nova Academy looking like they're about to steamroll their way into the semifinals as Vague gets a VTOL on the 3rd hardpoint in standoff. What am I watching right now?
This has been a monstrously one-sided game. As we see Vague 19 kills, make that 20. Zealous not far behind with 18 on the board. Mason has crossed over to double digits, but definitely a lot of struggle here on the side of Violence. Poison sitting down with 1 kill, obviously not doing much to help the team secure any time here. We do have a little bit of trickle time coming over to the side of Violence here as they made a good rotation over early, but is Nova trying their best to get it here and practice under the fire of Vague's call, but it doesn't look like they're going to get in. Instead, it's Mason picking up a double kill with the Pred, moving him up to 14 kills.
And we do have Zealous only 780 points off of a VTOL of his own. Lazarus waiting up top of shots to be able to knock him off. So we will have Violence picking up a little bit of time on the hill. Mason with 14 kills. Poison still lagging pretty far behind. Only one on the board for him. And already setting up for next as well. Only 10 seconds remain on that hard point. It almost seemed like Nova just kind of decided to take a break on that one. As we see Vague dropping down 27 kills for him right now. I'm expecting we'll likely see them push for the finish of this game on the next hard point, but have allowed Violence to kind of sneak their way back into this. Sneak their way back into it being a relative term. Obviously, down 70 points is not anything easy to manage, but definitely survivable if they can make something crazy happen. But with only 10 points remaining, it looks like more than likely Nova Academy will be able to close this one out as Zealous continues to laser with that HVK.
Yeah, Mason does pick up a triple kill for the team here thanks to the gravity spikes, but it is Zealous going to find another kill. We actually have had Violence had a pretty big spike in points here, moving up from just 9 all the way crossing over to 70 now at this point. But with the side of Nova Imperium and the way they've been playing here today, finding 6 points here on this next hard point, definitely not out of the question. As we have about 10 seconds left, they are on point. That is going to be game 1 and going to the side of Nova Imperium.
Yeah, seeing 2 VTOLs getting called in a game of hardpoint, that's typically one of the more, if you're the opposing team, one of the more depressing things that you're going to see. Zealous and Vague. And Zealous honestly slowed down toward the end of that game. Still came away with 28 kills. Poison finished with only 2. They're going to need to turn something around in a really big way if they're going to have any type of shot at moving on to the semifinals. Obviously, we will be moving over to Search and Destroy as we get ready to hop on to Raid.
Yeah, and in that last matchup, we actually had some pretty big numbers as far as capture time going over on the side of Nova Imperium. Hacks 55 seconds, Wally at just a little over a minute 7, and Swag with 54. Meanwhile, you look at Zealous, who was making really good execution on his rotations, 2 next hard points, finding kills, and not spending as much time on the point. Only had 5, but it worked out really well for them as he did finish that game 28-9, so over triple positive. Just excellent play out of Nova here today, and Violence definitely have to step up the rotations. But not only the rotations, but the actual gunfights as well. I did notice that even in a lot of fights where it seemed like someone on Violence should have had the edge, we were still just getting gunfight wins on the side of Nova. So definitely just gonna have to work on the practice. Maybe this is like, I don't want to call it like the warm-up game for them. Maybe they just
it kind of seems like the warm-up game for them.
I mean, just with you never know people's schedules, right? Like, so Nova, I mean, they could have been on practicing for hours at this point. It's hard to say. This is all preparation that you definitely have to take into account here at the professional level.
Yeah, that is definitely true. We are waiting for a couple players to ready up before we go ahead and hop into game number 2. Keep in mind, all matches will be best of 3 today, and I believe it is in the finals best of 7, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be the only time that we see that coming into play. But it looks like all of our players are readied up and good to go. Splinter may be correcting me. I may have said something wrong. But yeah, we see that GKS coming into play a little more. We actually saw just some ridiculous gameplay out of Tectonic as he ended up winning MVP of the North American Championships with a 0.5 KD higher than it, like, not a 0.5 KD. His KD was 0.5 higher than anybody else in the competition, which is just absolutely ridiculous to think about. We'll see if it's able to do that same damage for some of these players just from personal experience. The GKS itself is not really that good. The only way that you can 3-tap with it is if you land 2 of the 3 shots that you hit are headshots, and that's just not an easy thing to do. Outside of that, it's basically just a pretty slow-firing AR. We do see Forbid picking up 1 frag right there, taken out from the side by Mason, and now a 1v1 between him and Vig. And Mason with 3 kills already, but I believe spotted by Vig right there. He's going to go for the reload instead, and Mason chasing from down below, and a 4-piece for him to give Violence the 1-0 start.
That was a big opening round for Violence there, specifically for Mason, who, as you mentioned, dropping 4 kills in round 1. Wally almost the same on the enemy team of Nova with 3. Splintered did update us that the quarterfinals, Bobby, are going to be best of 3, and the semis will be best of 5. So,
gotcha.
And then finals will be best of 7.
Okay, so. Yeah. So these, I'm just all in the champs mindset where everything's best of 5. That makes a lot of sense. Yep. But
so our first 2 matchups of the night should be best of 3, and then we'll move into the best of 5. So
yes. And Vig gets spotted by Mason once again. 5 kills for him. He's looking for vengeance after the struggles for Violence cost them a pretty significant win in game number 1. So they'll be up 1 man. Wally and Zealous still alive, and they'll be waiting around the corner for Decoy, who just made the wrong move at the wrong time. Lazary taking shots up above, but not able to land anything. Probably running away at the worst time possible, and Wally able to pick up another frag with that GKS. Now 3 kills for him. A 1v2 for Mason. His teammates dropping like flies. He is going to spot players around the corner, but with them playing for trades right now, not a whole lot he's going to be able to do. Wally will pick up the frag, and it'll be tied up at 1-1.
That was a big comeback round here for the side of Nova Imperium. They were able to close it out with 2 players still on the board. But Violence, I mean, they've definitely shown a bit more strategy, as well as just moving into game 2 here. I mean, again, I kind of mentioned that they were losing a lot of gunfights in the first matchup. That has so far not been the case, at least for Mason here, who did top frag for the team last game and is doing well once again. And in Search and Destroy, the snipers count a little bit for more weight than they do in matchups like Hardpoint or Domination. So it's definitely helping the team quite a bit more for him to have that. But him getting dropped by Vague, definitely a bad sign for Violence for this round.
Yeah, we will have trades coming in now. A 1-man advantage for Nova Imperium. 2 kills coming in quickly for Swag and Zealous, and just like that, Decoy going to be all by himself. Not going to be able to win the head-to-head gunfight against Hex on top of those stairs. And that, just like that, will give Nova Imperium the 1-round lead. You can see pretty good consistency across the board as Lazary and Poison both struggling to get started for Violence. And we see a pretty aggressive mid/B push coming out of Violence right here. Wally waiting topside, seeing if he can land some shots. Misses 1 too many, but does manage to land the final shot onto Decoy and get the kill. More shots onto Poison to win that one as well, and he is frying. 7 kills through the first 4 rounds for him, and it now is starting to look more and more like Nova Imperium is going to be able to close this one out quickly as they take the 3-1 lead.
Yeah, exactly, and this would be a big win for them. Obviously, closing out their first match in a 2-0 fashion would give them a little bit of time to maybe get some extra prep in, maybe get an extra scrim fitted in before the next matchup, which, if they are able to win this one, I believe would be up against Fierce. So definitely a team you got to take seriously. But man, what a clean round there for Nova. They did lose a couple members, but that was fast.
Yep, and that is 4 rounds in a row going the way of Nova Imperium, starting to look almost unstoppable. Zealous with 7, Wally with 7, Hex with 5. Mason and Decoy just not getting a whole lot of help from their teammates right now. They're going to need Mason to start making more of those snipes happen if they're going to have a shot, and you can see the pretty aggressive B push coming in for Nova Academy. Zealous is actually going to get hit by the nade. Mason will pick up first blood onto Wally, and actually big frags coming in as Poison takes out Zealous as well. We do have trade from Hex. Now a sniper battle, and Swag will drop right there. 2v2 as Hex and Vague remain. Mason somehow didn't see Hex, and maybe it was good trigger discipline. Maybe he didn't see him, but it is going to be Nova Imperium closing that one out. And Just like that, we are at match point, looking like we might be moving to game number 2 pretty quickly.
Yeah, Nova are definitely bringing the A game here today, and I mean, we've revered this team. I mean, since the beginning of this season, Bobby is kind of like a MVP or an all-star team, and they are certainly playing it right now as they had a pretty substantial win in Hardpoint. Started things off in the first round, not so great of Search and Destroy, as again Mason popped off with 4 kills. But Lazary finds a double. This may be an opportunity where they can start to shift momentum back into their favor. 1-man advantage right now. Make that 2-man advantage for the side of Violence. But Swag enters back.
And we got 2 snipers alive right now for Nova. A little bit surprising to see Wally carrying the sniper, but trying to find a pick. The bomb is down outside of bank room, so they're going to need to make something happen right here. Decoy going to be waiting, but not able to land a sniper shot of his own. Forbid, however, punishes Wally for pulling out the sniper, and just like that, Swag now in a 1v2. Hit markers to Lazary down below. Forbid hops out the window, cleans it up, and it looks like Violence will stay alive just a little bit longer as we now move to 5-2.
Violence have a chance here, Bobby, but it is a far dream to come for them. They need to win 4 in a row at this point, which is absolutely possible for this team, especially if Mason is able to step things up like he did in round 1. Again, sniper kills, very, very valuable opens here. Meanwhile, looking over at Nova coming off the Hardpoint win and now just being 1 round away in Search and Destroy, where they have mostly been in control. Seems possible, but man, Forbid finds a double kill for the team.
Yeah.
This round looks like it's going over to Violence.
I mean, Nova Academy pretty much completely fell into the game plan of Violence right there. You can see they were content to just sit in spawn, wait for them to push through mid. That's exactly what they did, and Violence capitalized. So they made that look like an absolute piece of cake, expecting a very different approach right here from Nova Academy, as we do see them now pushing over to the B site instead. Vague's going to pre-fire across mid. Won't be able to find anybody yet. We've got Swag looking for first blood. All players still alive right now. RPGs, nades, and everything else coming in. Wally's able to get the first blood onto Poison. The plant will go down for Vague. Hex picks one up onto Mason as well. And with both snipers down, Swag drops Decoy. This looks like it will likely be the end of the road for Violence. Vague potatoes a little bit. Hex sliding the corner, is not able to get the kill, and Forbid keeping his team alive right now with 7 kills. Getting spot players from above, gets another, but now in a 1v2 and with Swag alive with a sniper on the other side of the map. Not going to be easy. The bomb is down. Does get the kill shot. He's hit markered right now, and Wally very nearly lets him escape, but it is going to be Nova Imperium coming away with the win 6-3 to move on to the semifinals.
Yeah, big win for Nova, but obviously that's not the end of the run for them today here in the quarters. This is just going to move them up into the semis, which will be against Fierce for their next matchup. Admins, correct me if I'm wrong, but that match will happen after the next one, which should be, I believe, Tribe versus Xset.
That sounds correct. Yep, so we will be working on getting Tribe and Xset loaded in. Anybody who watched the Stage 4 championships for North America over the weekend, definitely watch these 2 teams encounter each other at least one time. And it was... match number 1 was really entertaining. Matches 2 and 3, not quite so entertaining, as Tribe ended up steamrolling them. Did not lose a single game in their final day of the North American Championship. So we will have Xset looking for redemption. Interesting to see if we have any type of a change up in the roster, and obviously players not required to play on the Sony Xperia phones as well. So playing on different phones could potentially offer something. More than likely, Tribe players will still be on that phone, as they will be preparing for Stage 5, where they will still be required to use it. So we'll work on getting these guys loaded in, and we should be good to hop into match number 2.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I do believe I had caught a clip of Tribe's comms.
Yup. They're famous.
That was hilarious. That was definitely a good clip for sure.
Yep. It went viral. The COD
It
pros
did.
picked it up. Apparently Rainbow Six pros picked it up. The PUBG Mobile guys picked it up. So it just went all over the internet. But working on getting our rematch loaded in, ready to go. Should have these guys in pretty soon, and we can hop into game number 2. Keep in mind, this is the quarterfinals. We will still have the semifinals games as well, so the winner of this one will be playing against Infinex, and we will have Nova Academy versus Fierce in our other semifinals matchup.
That should definitely be a good matchup to get into, and obviously whoever wins this one does not have a easy path ahead of them, as the winner of this matchup has to face Infinex, who
Yeah.
have been absolutely dominant all season long. But the slight note I do want to make here is Infinex has struggled in finals gameplay. They were dominant all last season. A crowd and I would say caster favorite, but with both me and Bobby had mentioned before, we absolutely expected to see Infinex in the finals of last season. That was not the case. So it's really going to depend on Infinex's performance in the next matchup to see how those teams go. But overall, again, basing it off the season, uh, both of these teams need to get some good practice in here because
Yep.
nobody wants to face off against Shadow in the sniper battle if he's out in his A game.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this one's going to shape up. I do have a little sneaking feeling that Xset, aka status quo players, will hop onto tablets just so that they can get the win. But with that being said, Tribe has definitely been on their A game. Even playing on phones, I think they have the potential to beat Xset regardless of what device they're on. So should make for an interesting battle. You can see Little B joining up. He is on the official Tribe roster, but did not play with them in the North American Championships. Marshy not on the championships roster, but has been supporting the team and playing with them consistently ever since they were formed. And hopefully we can get our Xset guys online soon as well.
We got a couple members of Tribe funneling in here for you guys, as well as obviously we will, as soon as possible, get the members of Xset in as well. I do believe we will have our boy Benzo bowing out of this one. Oh, he's not in chat to hear me to remind him.
For those of you wondering what the schedule looks like for tonight, we already had Nova Academy versus Violence. Nova Academy got the 2-0 win, so they will be moving on to the semifinals. Right now, we got Tribe versus Status Quo, aka Xset. They will play right now, and the winner will face Infinex, and the winner of that best of 5 matchup will move on to the finals for Thursday night.
And I think Thursday night we'll be starting off with. Dude, Bobby, I don't know what to tell you about my camera. It's like,
It just does not
I,
want to cooperate.
at least it's not pixelated. Just
Yeah.
can't decide when it wants to actually show a picture or not. It's actually on Discord's end because it's still working on my end in the Logitech capture window, but Discord is like, I don't know, censoring it like it's Netflix or something.
Dave, I apologize. I will turn on slow mode. I didn't realize it wasn't on. My bad. Yep, we got all of Tribe in here, so just waiting on Xset, aka Status Quo, and then we'll be good to go. I don't think I have any of the Status Quo players added. Are there like any messages in Discord that I'm missing? Oh, they're asking for the lobby ID. All right, there we go. We got skill loaded in, so hopefully his teammates will follow. A little bit of bad blood between these teams. There was some body shooting in the matchups that we saw this weekend, so should be interesting to see if that transfers over.
It looks like we're getting everybody in here pretty quick. I would definitely expect to see probably.
Impulsive.
I mean, I would like to see Impulsive,
Ooh,
but yeah, I was just
no
about to say it's either
Impulsive.
going to be Silver or Code. We haven't seen Impulsive playing too much with this team lately. So not entirely sure what's going on with that. I definitely think
I
that puts a bit of a hindrance for Xset here. Impulsive is certainly my player to watch over and over again for this team. So not not feeling too great about it, but Moralto is a sniper who has proved himself over and over again. He's able to hit some pretty good shots. Um, Definitely struggles a little bit in the consistency department, as well as unfortunately a few members of this team. Um, we see the high and low spectrum of them. I mean, pretty erratically. We'll see players like Skill, for example. I mean, we've seen him drop 20 kills in respawn. We've seen him struggle to get past 5 in some games as well. So um, definitely hope they bring their A game today. We obviously want to see some good matchups. And going up against Tribe, a team that historically has been really good in respawn, and now moving in this season has had a bit of a recovery from last season, which they struggled quite a bit in. Um, I actually think Tribe excelled a little bit better in Search and Destroy this time around, as opposed to Respawn, which they have been known for in the past. So I'm interested to see how they handle that moving forward, especially with 2 out of the 3 matchups potentially being Respawn. So that'll be big to watch for Tribe moving forward, both here as well as in Champs.
Yep. I think I actually may have heard that Silva, I don't know if he retired or if he dipped out from Xset, but I believe that he's no longer a part of the team, at least as far as it may play with them throughout the. I guess this is probably going to be the final match that they'll play for Mobile Mayhem, unless they do end up moving on. Even if they move on past Tribe, I think they're going to have a tough. I mean, I think either of these teams is going to have a tough time against Infinex, if we're being totally honest. Like, yeah, Tribe's been really good, but Infinex has just been on a different level lately.
And of course, chat, we're not trying to bash any teams here. Just
No,
if you
no.
look
Yeah.
at the season,
Yeah.
Infinex has been a constant dominating team. So
They have been just steamrolling teams that we probably thought would give them a pretty good run for their money. So it looks like Marshy actually is going to be subbed out, and we will have a mostly starting roster for Tribe. Please fix the minimap. Look how COD 2020 Championship made it look. It's perfect. Can someone send me a screenshot? Because I don't know how they made it look. I can try to find it. Let me see.
trying to pull it up right now for you.
Okay, so they have it situated top right. The thing about me moving the mini-map is that when I move it, it also moves its location for when I'm actually playing the game. So I can move it for right now, but I'm gonna have to remember to move it back whenever I'm done.
We don't have any overlays in that corner, do we?
I don't think that we do. We might have like a slight bit of the scoreboard, but I think we should be good. Yep, we got Leon joining up, so not too surprising to see right there. All right, almost good to go. Just waiting on Leon, and we will go ahead and hop into the first game, and there we go. Right as we say it. Why isn't Godsley playing? I thought we were done getting this question at like Mobile Mayhem Season 1. Come back and watch again at the beginning of the season. You'll understand. We are good to go as we are going to be playing not standoff. Sorry, so used to saying firing range hardpoint, as we do see Deathly's pushing over toward trailer area. He's actually going to push past, trying to see if he can catch anybody for try, push him that way, and Yuna picks up a nice two-piece off the start. That'll allow Xset to get started. We actually see Tectonic sniping. A little surprising to see, especially in a respawn. He's going to pull the axe out right here, and skill will drop him, and Xset actually off to a pretty good start so far.
I would love to see an axe kill this game. I do want to make note, we do have a couple war machines over on the side of Tribe, and I think this is a really smart play for them. We talk about B on this map a lot, Bobby, being so close to so many respawns within just a couple seconds. You have some sight lines. So having some AoE explosive potential in your operator is definitely a powerful tool to have on hand here for the side of Tribe.
And at least in the kills department right now, Xset looking really, really good off the start. Skill will not be able to survive that gunfight, but COD getting a couple trades. He is already up to 6 kills right now for Xset, and they're setting up for that next hard point as well. Couple Tribe players pushing in, but COD continuing to frag out Little B with 6 kills on the board already. The hard point is going to be occupied by Tribe for the time being. Little B pushing mid here as well. We got players mainly pushing from backside of trailer, and Little B about to be shot in the back by Deathly's. COD currently top fragging, but Tribe on the hard point and able to defend it pretty well so far. They will be able to retake the lead.
Yeah, I definitely would, at this point, probably like to see Tectonic switch off of the sniper. We do see snipers sometimes for some opening pushes on respawn, but usually, unless if it's like, you know, Sneaky has historically used snipers in respawn, Swag has historically used snipers in a respawn. Not very many players do stick with that past the first maybe life or two. So Tectonic, who's definitely struggling a little bit here, one of the stronger slayers, I would say, on the team of Tribe. Definitely would like to see him pull out something more comfortable like the HG40, maybe the DRH, maybe even move into an AK is actually, from my experience, been actually a pretty powerful weapon if you can control the recoil at least. So would hopefully like to see him switch, because he is just losing gunfights at this point.
We've got Leon using the chopper still as well. That's a change that I would like for Tribe to make, is to see him switch to maybe something that'll give him a little bit more of an advantage in the close range. Seems to be struggling to win those face-to-face gunfights, and Tectonic almost looking like he's trolling right now as he pulls out the X. Little B will drop in mid, and Xset looking pretty solidly in control of this game so far. We do finally see Leon picking up a second kill with that chopper, and Little B trying to clear out that next hard point, jumping bottom side right here. 38 HP, gonna need to regen. He's got COD up top waiting for him, will be able to win the gunfight, and Xset set up pretty well for next hard point. Bolu pushing in with his teammate Nero, but with one player up top for Xset, it's gonna be a difficult push to make. Sets up right there, and Skill with 5 HP just barely makes it out with his life, but Little B is able to clean it up.
Tectonic was able to get an axe kill. happy I got to see that, but Lil B right now carrying over here for the side of Tribe, or at least trying to, as Xset do have a pretty commanding lead right now. They've crossed into triple digits, and Tribe is lingering around 60 at this point. Lil B finds a triple kill there for the team. Make that 4, but it is going to be a double kill, getting answered back by Deathly's with the Pred missile there. Do have Tribe picking up a little bit of time here on this objective, but do have some pressure coming out of the side of Xset, as well as COD has the Annihilator out, and COD has been popping off massively for Xset this game as he finds another kill, putting 17 on the board, make that 18 as they take back the hard point, or almost take back the hard point. I thought he was going to win that fight as well.
Yeah, we see Little B showing exactly why the War Machine is so valuable when it comes to hardpoint. He's up to 18 as well, and doing the majority of the work for Tribe right now. Nobody else able to move into double digits yet. This game's staying pretty close throughout, and Tectonic finally switching over to that GKS that we saw him using for so long. He's going to hop into the Goliath, and that's going to give some big utility to the side of Tribe. If he's able to occupy top of wood or potentially clear out that hard point, we could see them come marching back right now, but loses a lot of HP, and just like that, the Goliath disappears. Leon trying to win this gunfight and just not able to make it happen. You gotta wonder if he's gonna make that switch away from the chopper sometime soon. Just not as good in those face-to-face gunfights, and the sentry gun will be set up. Nero drops a Pred missile. Not able to take out the Goliath yet, but Little B lays
Took
down
out one
some
Goliath.
damage. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a good sign. And
Yeah,
kind of
COD was
baited
in the
Deathly's
Goliath.
out right there. That was a pretty good play, to be honest.
Destroy enemy's XS-1 Goliath.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity where Tribe could turn things around if they're able to make this early rotation and win the fights and get set up. But man, Xset, they have actually been doing great as a team. Bottom player for the team right now is Skill with 12. We're also 13. Una 15. So everybody double digits on the side of Xset. Meanwhile, Tribe does have Leon and Tectonic struggling to get into double digits. Lil B, only player crossing 20 kills for the side of Tribe. Code has done so for the side of Xset, and that is going to be an Xset win here in round 1, hardpoint on firing range. And again, for this Tribe roster, we have seen them excel a little bit more this season, at least in Search and Destroy. So Xset played a great game. Can Tribe answer back moving into Search and Destroy?
I think that they will. Just odd results in that game. Number one, to see Tectonic sniping for the majority of the game. I don't know if that was more of a troll tactic or if they're really looking to assert their dominance when it comes to Search and Destroy. We saw Deathly's almost top frag, 18 kills for him. He was toward the bottom of the KD leaderboards for the entire North American regional tournament. So to see him popping off like that, obviously Code was not on the team for that tournament, and Leon was pretty consistent for Tribe as well, so I'm interested to see how things are going to shape up in Search and Destroy. I'm expecting Tectonic to more than likely play a little bit more seriously right here, and we'll see what that turns into, as that was just a rather odd game to watch.
Yeah, definitely, and we do have a little bit of a different matchup for us moving forward here, at least. I believe we have Tunisia Search and Destroy, so it's going to be a big shift up from firing range. There's a lot of opportunity for some sniper potential on this map, so maybe Tectonic can find the kills and land the shots a little better that time around. We talk about it every single week, Bobby, that Search and Destroy, those early sniper picks can absolutely have a massive impact on how the round ahead of you is going to play out. So definitely be looking for some action on that. But again, Meralto last season and this season has been one of my snipers to watch, one of my top 3 marksmans of the split. So Lil B or Tectonic, I guess. If I mean, again, we saw him using the sniper in the first round. I would expect one of them to be trying to answer back to Meralto. Not a huge shotgun potential map though, so definitely be looking for the snipers, as well as probably some ARs. There's a lot of long sight ranges for a lot of these players that they can use head glitches to their advantage, where assault rifles really are favorited in comparison to things like the submachine guns that are a little bit more run and gun style.
For sure, it looks like we got all of our players loaded up, ready to go. We do see Tectonic switching over to that GKS, which is what we expect to see him use a little bit more. And all ARs over on the side of Xset, more than likely speed boosting. We'll probably see Meralto contest on mid right here to see if he can get a first blood onto Little B. More than likely. And just like that, he is able to do so. So that first blood will open things wide up for Xset as they push pretty aggressively over toward that B site.
Yeah, and that is a big opening pick on the Lil B, a player for Tribe who has been exceptional for the team and pretty near the top of the leaderboards for them in all of their matchups as of late that we've seen him. I mean, just looking at that last one, firing range, firing range, hard point. He was the only player on the team to cross over into the 20 kill mark. So taking him down, definitely a big opportunity for Xset to potentially close things out 2-0. Bolu is going to get a trade there with Code answering back with the kill, and Xset are now up with a 3-1 man advantage. And actually, that is Tectonic finding himself a double kill. No sniper out of tech this time, so I'm definitely glad to see him moving on from there. But with DRH across the map, it is Code picking up another kill here for the side of Xset to close out round 1.
Yep, they will go up to the 1-0 lead. Code playing a really big factor for them with 3 kills on the board already. Interested to see if Little B is going to challenge mid again. It looks like he's not going to as they go with the aggressive B defense. And even if we do not see anybody over in the B site, I'm expecting a flank to come out of Tribe right here, which we do see them making the play for right now. Players dropping as Tectonic does get first blood right there, and that will be his 3rd kill of the game so far. Now with a 1-man advantage, we can see them pushing top side and may be able to find some flank kills right here. Shots coming out of Xset. One player on the Headglish and Yuna. Tech's going to jump out the window. Can't quite land the kill shot. His teammate's able to clean it up. And now a 2-man advantage. Make it a 1-man advantage, but Bolu gets the trade. Now Maralto all by himself. Shot in the side by Leon, and just like that, Tribe ties things up at 1-1.
Yeah, Tribe definitely have to pull things together here and pick up the win. Otherwise, it's going to be Xset with, I mean, I don't really want to call it an upset win, but, I mean, just based off of North American Champs Weekend, I mean, obviously Tribe played pretty phenomenal and have not seen such good play coming out of them, at least so far today, with the exception of Lil B, who popped off. And now Tectonic, who was having a good start to this game, but does get gunned down by Code, who's having a phenomenal day here over on the side of Xset. And does like, ooh.
Little B with the clean snipe onto skill just like that. 4 players apiece. The bomb is going to go down for Deathleys. And players sliding the corner for Tribe. Bolu will be able to capitalize, take him out. Code waiting up top on that little hop-up, and Little B caught in the Molotov. Lots of players taking damage. Code's actually able to get the frag onto Bolu, and now the clock is ticking for Tribe. They've got some work to do if they're going to be able to land a defuse right here. Little B looking to pull out the sniper more than... No, he's going to stick with the pistol. Leon's able to clean that up anyway. He doesn't see the player over top. He doesn't see Code right there, and Maralto is able to land the snipe because of it. Xset picks up the round win, and they retake the lead at 2-1.
Yeah, Maralto was in a just absolute madman spot there, waiting for the peek around the corner, and he was able to pick it up. As you mentioned, that's going to put them up in the lead once again, 2-0. And we definitely, again, this is a big game for Tribe here. There's obviously money on the line here for Mobile Mayhem, so you definitely expect these teams to be giving it their all as we are into the quarterfinals here. Big, long rotation here coming out of the side of Tribe. And Xset, I actually think, did a great job here of just pushing up and getting the A plant. This gives them an opportunity now to set up. And now they are not only forcing Tribe to play against the clock, but they also get the opportunity to set up in good positions. But it's Lil B jumping the corner, finding Deathleys.
Oh, and I think he may have spotted Code around that corner as well. He's not going to be able to land a shot as he tries to spray through the smoke. Yuna spotted right there, and Leon finally winning a gunfight with that chopper. That's going to be big. Skill, the only player alive. Tectonic picks up the 2-piece, and the body shooting has started. That's going to tie us up at 2-2, and things starting to look a little bit spicier as it seems Tribe starting to bounce back after that Game 1 loss.
Yeah, and that was such a good opportunity for Xset. I think they recognized that rotation from Tribe very well early on. They got the plant. They forced Tribe to play against the clock, but unfortunately for Xset, Tribe was just able to come through with the stronger gunfights, and were able to make the rotation over and get the defuse just in time. That defuse obviously going over to Bolu, who is currently 4 kills on the board with the defuse, and
Oh my gosh, Little B was getting sprayed down, jumped back from the corner, instantly re-challenged and lands the snipe onto Yuna. What a shot by him, and just like that, that'll even things up. 4 players apiece. Deathly's yet to pick up that first kill, and Tectonic finds another one for himself as he seems to be returning to his dominant form now that he's put that sniper away. A one-man advantage for Tribe right here. COD able to get a trade as Leon drops. And I believe Tectonic spotted Meralto around that corner. Probably not going to re-challenge right here. And he is. Risky move up against a sniper. Barely survives. And now Meralto sliding up to the top of that area. Waiting for a re-challenge from Tectonic. Looks like Leon may have actually disconnected right there. So Tribe looking to recoup that lost skill. Rotating. Tectonic taking shots over top. He's got a head glitch to work with. Should be an easy kill onto skill. The trade comes in. Now Little B and Bolu remain as we're waiting on the bomb plant to come out of Xset. COD pushing around the corner right here. Has not spotted any of the players here. And Bolu taking shots. Meralto's only got 3 HP to work with. That's going to be challenging for him. Little B waiting bottom. He's got the sniper out still. Lands the shot onto COD. Now a 2v1. Much more manageable. And Bolu is going to push in right here. Trying to put the pressure on for Meralto. He's able to do so. Shooting bodies once again. And another defuse coming in for Tribe as they're fighting back with a vengeance.
Yeah, and COD is playing phenomenal here on the side of Xset. So when Lil B was able to land that headshot over the head glitch, that was just such a clear opportunity for the side of Tribe. They were able to then push up onto Meralto, who obviously sitting with a sniper is not always going to win that gunfight in those close range advantage. Yes, you have the quick scope potential, but when there's 2 targets colliding onto you the way that
Bolu's just looking so good right now. The spray that he just made through that smoke was as clean of a smoke spray as you will see. Seems to know exactly where he needs to push as well as they're putting all the pressure onto Meralto and Deathly's, and Tribe looking to prove themselves as not just a respawn team, but a search and destroy team as well. A 5-0 right there to give them the 4-2 lead.
And they desperately need this here. Again, we did have Xset winning that first matchup of Hardpoint. So for Tribe to even push us to a game 3 at this point, they have to pick up these next 2 rounds. They definitely cannot afford to give it any leeway over here to the side of Xset, as we do have Xset picking up a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah, that was a much less than ideal push for Tribe right there. Leon's on the inside, and a quick round going the way of Xset as the approach just did not work at all. Got a little bit over aggressive on the A push, and Xset with the proper defense able to shut it down very quickly. We will have Tribe once again on the offensive. Nero's going to pick up the bomb here, and looks like not as aggressive as a push from them, and also not as aggressive a defense coming in for Xset. They do still have players over on the bomb site, but Nero's going to take some damage right there, which will slow down the push for Tribe. He does see Yuna rounding that corner down below and now setting up to get the plant right here. They've got lots of utility. The Thermite going to hold off that corner for the time being, and with smokes coming in, should be easy for them to land some Molotov damage or at least zone off that area for the time being. Nero has pulled out the chopper himself, and if he's able to hop up into this corner, could get some good utility, but doesn't even matter as Bolu wins the gunfight. A one-man advantage right here for Tribe. Oh, no, it wasn't a one. They were at a disadvantage, and now even at more of a disadvantage. Leon by himself, and just like that, Xset's going to be able to tie things up at 4-4.
I don't really know what happened with Nero there. I mean, I can only imagine he's lagging, because he just straight up looked at people crossing over to bomb and then turned away like they were his teammates. I mean, there was easily 3 kills Nero could have just picked up there for the team. And again, the only thing I can really chalk it up to is lag. I did see him like get stuck in a wall while he was planting. I don't know if you had the same on your side or not, but definitely some questionable behavior as a 1-for-1 trade. It does open up the map, make that 2-for-1 as Leon is able to find the headshot onto Deathly's, who has been struggling quite a bit, but last round was able to find 2 kills. So
I'm down.
definitely
Need
a bit of light there for the side of Xset as they find 2 on the board now.
Yeah, I like the switch for Leon to go over to the ASM-10. He's going to get a lot more utility out of that, and just like that, Bolu steamrolling Yuna in skill. It's going to be Meralto all by himself. Rounds the corner, lands the hip fire shots. Tribe is going to be able to retake the lead and looking like they could push us to a game number 3. It would be our first of the day, and definitely, I think what Tribe is looking forward to is they went undefeated in domination over the weekend and had some of their most dominant performances up against Xset. Would be an interesting matchup to watch as we do see them aggressively pushing mid right here. Meralto going to be waiting for them over on the B-bomb site. No first blood for either team right here. Bolu's going to be pushing up, and it is Yuna picking up the first blood with Meralto, waiting around that corner, but not able to land the shot yet. And Bolu's going to drop as well, so now a 2-man advantage coming in. COD, all of Xset really in the middle of this site. The bomb is down. We do have Tectonic in that top area, and with him alive, anything is possible for Tribe. Nero, who has been struggling potentially as a result of lag. We do have Tectonic picking up the frag onto Deathly's, nearly drops Meralto as well, and now the pressure is on as we do see Tectonic not able to save his teammate right there, but with only 10 seconds on the board, looking like he should be able to get the save right here. Gets the frag, taking shots onto the bomb, and he saves the round. That's going to be a win for Tribe Gaming. What a play for Tectonic as he rounds it out with 13 kills and gets the game-winning frag onto the diffuser. That was something else.
That was a massive play for Tectonic there. I mean, that was looking like he wasn't going to make it in time, and Xset obviously had just enough time to get that defuse. So when he was able to pick up that kill on the bomb planter, that was absolutely perfect for them. At that point, that last kill didn't even matter because obviously we weren't going to get the bomb pickup and the defuse out of Meralto at that point. So great job from Tribe there. Tectonic, big game with 13 kills. Bolu not far behind with 11, able to push us into a game 3, which will be domination on Raid. So should be a big matchup between these two teams as well.
I mean, Tectonic in Search and Destroy seems to be the ultimate Xset kryptonite. I don't know if you saw his 1v4 over the weekend as well, but they were down. I'm trying to think. I think it was game point for Xset, and he was in a 1v4 and ended up clutching up, and then they won the next round after that as well to actually win the game, which was just crazy to watch. But
I was able to catch some of the games, but I was not around all day to catch them all. I do think that one is one I missed. I would have been pretty hyped for a 4v1 comeback in Search, but just to kind of clear up things on
also,
my
if you guys
end
are new,
here, Bobby, because
like, subscribe,
I'm pretty
follow.
sure I'm right about it, but just want to make sure because things are a little different in the mobile world. Is the ASM-10, that's essentially the AN-94, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's a 2 burst when you first pull the trigger, and then it's
no burst. It's
so
just like a full auto AN-94.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But similar body.
Okay. That does change up the mechanics of the gun though, because that was always a pretty nasty feature back in the day. That burst at the beginning, you land the body shot and the headshot, and that was lights out for somebody. That was such a strong gun back in the day.
Chat reacting to text clutch right there. Oh man. So somebody in chat,
it's amazing how fast you can watch chat shift gears, because let me tell you, at the end of the hardpoint game, where then obviously status quo now Xset came through and won the first round. There was a lot of anti-Tribe people in chat who are now cheering Tribe on. So definitely a good way to open up into game 3 here, as we do have A and C cap respectively going over to each of these teams. Bolu is able to pick up a kill onto members of Xset here, and Deathly is looking to maybe make a spawn swap here, maybe even look into picking up a couple extra kills, but Tribe just run right on through looking for this B push, and if any team can get B here early on, which it looks like Xset have the gear to do so, this is going to be a big advantage if they're able to hold this for the round.
Yeah, at least in the kills department, Xset is looking really good right now. The biggest factor, no doubt, in why they were able to pick up that early B cap. And Leon, even with 2 kills on the board, going to drop to the Shock RC right there. Bolu looking to clear out this mid area as he sprays through top of Laundry, and going to send the Thermite up there. Should open up some opportunities for them to potentially be able to push in, but Deathly's going to be waiting behind. Little B and Nero still yet to pick up their first kills. No surprise to see Tectonic tied for top frag right now as he's got 4 on the board and just abusing that head glitch had it not been Deathly sliding in behind. Probably would have won that one, and Leon picks up another as he drops Deathly. Still fighting for that mid control, but with all of Xset grouped up pretty well right now, it's going to be tough for Tribe to be able to secure this map position, but Tectonic landing shots onto, oh my gosh, his aim is just next level. Like, the sprays that he is hitting onto players over top of head glitch is just something. Through the smoke! This man is on a new level today. They are on the A site, looking like, with the current positioning, they'll likely be able to get control, but COD calls in the Pred missile. That's going to be big. No A control yet. He looks like he's lagging a little bit, lands shots, and he's able to take out Bolu there as well, make it Tectonic. Leon finally able to stop him, but just a one-man wrecking crew. Regardless, Tribe picks up the double cap for the time being.
Yeah, they do temporarily have a cap going, but they have quite a few points to make up here, and with A going back over to the side of Xset here now, Tectonic does pick up 1. You have some triple time going over to the B flag, but it is COD, and man, he is absolutely dominating for this Xset team here, but with the smoke down and Tectonic able to make the rotation over, it will temporarily get flipped over to Tribe, but it looks like it's going right back over to Xset, who are looking to go into round 2 with what is looking to very likely be about a probably somewhere right around a 25-point lead.
Yeah, Tribe's going to need to make a really aggressive early push if they're going to have a shot at winning this one. Leon not able to land the spray around the corner. His teammate, Tectonic, able to get the refrag, or actually clean up the kill right there, and it is going to be a 27-point lead for Xset off the start. Going to need big things here for Tribe for them to be able to close this out. COD with 12. Fortunately for Tribe, he is not one of their persistence players, but we do have Meralto rocking persistence with 10 kills on the board for him, so be looking to him to see what type of an impact he's going to be able to make, as we do have Tribe now pushing bottom side, Bolu being the lone player to stay top of Laundry to hold control, and lots of kills coming in off the start. Leon gets the double kill with the contribution from the...
Oh, it is popping, man.
Oh, Bolu missed an easy shot, but hit the follow-up onto skill, clearing out mid. That's going to be big. Gets the shot onto Deathly's as well. That should clear it out, and they should be able to at least get a pretty good amount of progress over on this B flag. Bolu the only one there, but his teammates absolutely slaying out, and it is going to be a B cap for Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, and we do have 5 persistence users on the side of Tribe, so even though the first half went in favor of Xset, you definitely have to look at the potential of the scaling score streaks, as well as just the constant bombardment of score streaks that can come out of Tribe in the second half here of Raid. All of the domination flags are exposed here, so there's a lot of ability for some air support to lock things down, and this very likely, which we've seen plenty of times in the past, Bobby, could go into some score streak finish here, as we only have 3 members on the side of Xset with this.
Ooh, and Little B nearly got the kill right there. Ends up getting hit markered by Meralto, and that allows them to clean it up pretty quickly. So Bolu doing a really good job of taking control of this top Laundry area. Spots Deathly's, knows he's going to be at a disadvantage in that gunfight, and decides to reposition. We got Tectonic calling in his stealth chopper, and just like that, we now have a triple cap for Tribe Gaming. They're going to be able to take out the stealth chopper, but it's not looking great right now for Xset, as Tribe is not giving up any control on any of this. We see the Goliath on the way in. But the FHJ right there for Bolu, barely able to stay alive. Right now, just trying to clear off the A site. And right now, all Tribe really needs to do is maintain control of B and C. We do see Bolu sliding in right here to take that back down. So they'll be looking to maintain that with Little B knocking one player off of the Annihilator. Another big pickup for Tribe.
Yeah, absolutely. And things have very quickly swung a little bit in favor of Tribe now. And again, this is quite often how the second half of domination goes. We now have cluster strikes coming in and holding down B, just allowing Tribe more and more time on the board. Nero with the chopper in was able to pick up a couple kills there as well. You have B looking like it was about to flip back over to Xset, but again, the score streaks coming down on B for the side of Tribe right now have just been absolutely phenomenal for them being able to make that hold. Cluster strikes and Pred missiles are huge on this
Oh my
map.
gosh, I think Little B is about to get the Goliath yoink. He killed Deathly's. As soon as he dropped it, he's gonna yoink the Goliath. He's by himself on the way over to A, and Xset's gonna have to give up a lot of utility. At this point, they need a triple cap anyway to be able to close this one out, and what looked to be, he clears another player off their Goliath, now shooting the bodies. He knows that the game is over. Moralto's gonna drop there. Xset's not going to be able to get into their Goliath, and now Tribe celebrating after the slow start at the beginning of that game of domination to once again reign victorious over Xset, and they will be moving on to the semifinals where they will face Infinex Gaming.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal game coming out of Tribe there, Bobby. And a lot of it, again, did boil down to not even the high-end score streaks. A lot of middling score streaks on Raid just because of the openness of the B flag, as well as, I mean, A and C also, once again, just exposed. We saw, I mean, there was like a 30-second period where Xset were unable to get on B, even though they were able to pick up some kills, because the cluster strike rain coming down on B just absolutely prevented them from making that push. And that allowed Tribe to accumulate a lot of time that they weren't able to pick up in the first round. And that worked out well for them moving forward through the rest of that game. For our next matchup, though, we will be bouncing back into the upper half of the bracket, in which we have Fierce versus Imperium, or Nova Imperium, which should be a phenomenal matchup here for us, Bobby. And with Tribe picking up that win, I think you said it just as best as you could earlier. I think either of these teams, no matter who would have won that third matchup, they find themselves with a big struggle in their next game, which is going to be up against Infinex now for Tribe. So
Amber with the gift of sub, I
definitely have some
appreciate it.
exciting
Can we
matchups
get some
still
sub
ahead
hype
of
in
us,
chat?
specifically here in Fierce versus Nova Imperium. And then if Tribe can keep this momentum moving forward and see if they can take some games off of Infinex, who, again, were just dominating all season long.
Yep, definitely still have some great matchups ahead of us tonight. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Tribe versus Infinex. That could have potentially been a matchup that we would have seen in Stage 4, and unfortunately, Infinex, I know, had a lot of lag issues in the Latin America finals for Call of Duty Mobile Champ, so they were not able to move on. But regardless, a really great team, especially for a phone team. I think there might be one or two players that plays on tablet occasionally, but for the most part, all phone players for Infinex. So seeing those two teams match up against each other is definitely going to be fun. But Fierce versus Nova Academy, lots of firepower between the two teams. I mean, just so much talent. I'm really excited for the future of Call of Duty Mobile just because of how good so many of these underage teams are. Like, there's just so many good players that obviously they will need to, many of them, make the transition over to phone, but once they do, I think they're going to be really, really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And that has, at least so far, been the look as far as how professional mobile Call of Duty is going to go. We obviously um, have the phone requirement for champs, so definitely have to be looking at that. So you expect players to, probably across the board, any teams that are eligible as far as like age requirements and such for champs would presumably start to make that switch just for practice's sake. But ultimately that's going to boil down to the players on that level. But we do have plenty of members of Nova funneling in here. Obviously, they are going up against Fierce here today, and this should be, in my opinion, probably the most exciting matchup of the day.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. For those of you who haven't been watching Mobile Mayhem as much, even though Tribe has been really good recently, they got 150 to 0 by Fierce. So if you need some context for just how good Fierce is, that happened, I believe, 2 days before the Stage 4 championship. So this is no team to laugh at by any means. We saw that Nova Academy absolutely just steamrolled Violence in our first matchup of the night. So they've got to be warmed up and good to go. But this will be a best of 5 since this is now the semifinals. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I definitely think this gives a big opportunity to Nova in that they were able to get their game out of the way early in a nice 2-0 fashion, and then again, presumably in that matchup versus Tribe and Xset, you imagine Nova were probably trying to get a scrim in as well before their matchup against Fierce, who is a bit again been one of the more dominating teams all through the season. That with Nova Academy as well, have been a very strong team. And then obviously we've talked about Infinex as well for the other half of the lineup. So exciting,
Lucy with the
exciting
gifted
matchups
sub to
against
Luby, I
us,
appreciate it.
and it will obviously shape the games that we have ahead of you guys for for Thursday, which will be our finals and our third place matchup games. So make sure you guys don't miss out on that. But obviously, to get there, we have to get through today. So we will get everybody in here. Looks like we're just waiting on a couple more players.
Yep. More than likely, we'll have High, if I had to guess, joining for Nova Academy, and then probably waiting on. Let's see. Raballo's been one of the better players for Fierce recently. Forsaken's been good. Forsaken we've seen him, he can just do it with whatever weapon he wants to be totally honest. That man, did you see any of the bat plays from over the weekend?
The what plays?
The bat plays.
I did not. There were some bat plays?
There were a lot of bat plays. There was one player for a team named Strike Zone who his name was Poppy, and I think he had, for a while, he had the second highest KD, and probably 50% of the time he was using the bat. He had a
fantastic.
He had a bat 1v3 in Search and Destroy.
I will certainly have to check that out. I know we've seen obviously Forsaken here in Mobile Mayhem has once upon a time we watched him on Raid, I think, Search and Destroy.
Yep.
Picked up like a triple in one round with the bat, as well as I think he was using the Kilo that day and popping off mad hard. So I may have to go back and rewatch that matchup. What team did you say that was?
Strike Zone. I think the official COD Mobile Twitter account actually tweeted out a couple of the clips.
Test.
All right, we got Slothy in, just waiting for 2 more players, and we will be good to go for our first semifinals matchup of the night. Chat, I understand y'all have like your favorite teams and everything. Yet, in chat, can we try to make more of a practice of cheering for the team that we want to win rather than just like non-stop trashing the team that loses? I think for me, that's the most annoying thing about reading my chat during these tournaments. There's so many more people trashing on the losing team than there are actual like people cheering on the winning team. Like, people just sit there and non-stop talk crap when every single one of you would get dumped on by all of the players playing. Y'all get absolutely crapped on by these guys, and you're sitting here talking trash because they lose to somebody else that's also a good team. You feel me? Like, how about we learn to just appreciate the team that we want to cheer for and say GG's to the team that loses? Yeah, we might have some body shooting every once in a while. It's all in good fun. You don't have to sit here and trash talk somebody every time they lose or has a bad game. Like, yeah, we might point it out because it is significant in the result, in the outcome of the game, but come on, guys. Like, y'all gotta be better than this. Y'all really gotta be better than this. This is just annoying to read.
Well, looks like we
I know it's
do have all
annoying
the
for
players
for
in
the
the
teams to
lobby
read,
at this
too.
point, just waiting on
Because at
a
some point,
couple
everybody's gonna
players
lose.
to ready
Everybody's
up.
gonna have
This
a
should
bad
be
game.
a phenomenal,
That's just the way that it
game
goes.
here between Fierce and
Y'all gotta grow up a little bit
Nova
for
Academy. We have players that are historically just incredibly strong here in Mobile Mayhem. Looking over at the Nova roster, time and time again, we refer to this team as kind of a all-star team, and they've performed marginally as such. I mean, they've definitely had some really strong performances, but as any new team, even though we have big names, you're going to have some certain coordination things and kinks that you need to work out with communications and things of that nature. So this is definitely a big game for them. Looking over at the side of Fierce, obviously we've talked a little bit about Forsaken and the flexibility that he has presented himself with over the course of Mobile Mayhem, both through last season as well as this. As well as then you tie it up with names like Rabalo and Jez, both phenomenal players. And Beamed has been a really strong pickup here for this Fierce lineup as well. So this is going to be a great match that we have here starting off Hardpoint on Summit.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to watch. I'm expecting a pretty good, maybe not a ton of shotgun play, but probably a few players. We saw Vague just absolutely pop off. We haven't seen him use the shotgun a whole lot before, but using that on standoff hardpoint, man, absolutely. When apparently, according to chat, he didn't even have persistence on when he got that VTOL, which I did not realize. Gets the first blood onto Jez, and Nova Academy looking strong off the start, but a couple of refrags coming in for Fierce right here. Vague not spotting, beamed around that corner, but Nova Academy will be occupying the hard point first, as we do have gunfights going in up top. Forsaken rocking the ASM-10, able to clean that one up, and he's gonna try to just maintain control of top control center, and just like that, 3 players on the point for Fierce should make it easy for them to pick up a little more time right here. Is Hex sliding into the top side, picks up the frag onto Forsaken.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a wild opening start here, as we do have both teams at about the 14-point mark. Very typically, we'll either see things one-sided or very low in the score back and forth as things are contested. But with just how far away some of the respawns here in Summit can be, as well as rotations, a lot of this map moving forward off of this first hardpoint, Bobby, is going to come down to who's able to make the rotations over and who's able to pick up the spawn points, because the spawns are absolutely horrendous for this map. I mean, they're so punishing to spawn all the way across the map on some of these outer edges. I mean, it's like if you lose the first fight, you almost just, I mean, a second fight almost usually doesn't even happen, just because of how far the points are away. A lot of times you spend that whole time regrouping. So big opportunity for this still to go either way. Right now, we do have Nova picking up the better half of the points here, as they are almost crossing into 50 territory. But it is going to be Fierce getting onto this hard point here, picking up the second half, and will likely, if they're able to close this one out, could potentially catch up in score.
Yeah, Nova Academy's set up really well right now. They've got control of spawns, and like you said, this is one of the most punishing spawns to control. So if they're able to maintain that and prevent Fierce from flipping right here, they'll likely be able to get max time on this hard point. You can see Vague actually getting baited by the smoke on the front side, and we're going to see players now pushing behind for Fierce. As Slothy slides through on the back, he gets the frag. If he's able to push all the way back into spawn, could potentially flip. Vague doesn't see him, but it is Nova Academy spawning back on strong side, and with that spawn control right there, it's going to be very difficult for Fierce to flip this around. More than likely, we will see the next 40 seconds go the way of Nova Academy, unless we see some sort of crazy play come out of Fierce, who will likely soon go ahead and start setting up for next. If they don't, if they get caught overextending right here, it could be even more costly, as we do see them pushing in the backside, but almost seems like too little too late, as only 20 seconds on the line right here. We've got everybody spawning over here, and Swag and Vague able to hold it off until only 15 seconds remaining. At this point, it's worth it to give it up, because now you've got spawns for next.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is such a big part of this map, specifically for Hardpoint. Not as much domination in the other respawn mode, but specifically Hardpoint, as the objective is going to move around the map. Getting these rotations early, sometimes one player is enough, but quite often we should actually see two players make the rotations, just to more heavily impact how the spawn occurs. Getting control of that spawn just gives you a natural advantage. I mean, you spawn seconds away from the hard point, versus, again, we talked about it earlier, spawning all the way across the map, which on a long, thin map is just super, super punishing. And right now, still a very stalemate game here, as we do have Nova crossing about 90 points, and sorry, Fierce crossing 90 points, and Nova not too far behind. Does look like they're going to pick up the second half of this objective and maybe cross the 100-point mark, as again, now that they have spawns in their favor, we will likely see absolutely no push towards this hard point from the side of Fierce. Instead, they're going to go ahead and set up on next, which is honestly just how Summit is played out for hardpoint in a lot of circumstances.
Yeah, I was surprised to see both teams ended up getting a break on that hard point, which is not easy to do given how far spawns are, but that's typically what we see happen more often with this. I guess that's the fourth hard point, primarily because that's around the time when most players start to get their operators charged up, and especially having an Annihilator or a War Machine makes it a lot easier for you to be able to push in and get a break, which we saw both teams, but really more importantly, Nova able to do, is they were still able to get pretty close to 20 or 30 seconds on that hill. That was big, as they are now only 20 seconds away. Vague does miss the shot, but his teammates sliding in behind to get the refrag, and now only 13 more seconds needed. We got some Pred missiles on the way in. Swag knocked off of his War Machine. Wally spawning pretty far out. Fierce has control for the time being, and there's likely going to be a big battle for that second hard point, as we see currently contested. Vague not able to get control. Swag actually gets knocked off of his Goliath, and if we see Fierce take that, that could be a big turnaround.
Yeah, absolutely, but it does look like we will have... they didn't contest long enough, and we've talked about this before, Bobby. That 0-second ping, as far as the game registers, is a final second of capture. That contest there at the end was not long enough. They stepped off. I actually didn't catch if they stepped off or if the player who was on point died at the very end there. But that is going to be game one closed out. Now, keep in mind, chat, this should be best of 5. So we are stepping the total matches up from the last 2 matches that we saw. So this will be game one going over to the side of Nova Imperium.
Yeah, that was a very, despite the 49-point difference, for the most part, that was a pretty close one, especially given how easily Nova Academy was able to take control of spawns for P3. So to see that one played through so closely, I'm expecting good things from the next few games we're going to have played. Obviously, we will be hopping into Search and Destroy on Meltdown, a Search and Destroy map that we saw played a lot over the past weekend. Definitely going to be a good one. The snipers, as always, going to be playing a big role, especially when we see pushes over toward that B site. We'll likely see Swag sniping for Nova Imperium. No real major sniper over on the side of Fierce, so likely going to see a lot of either passive approaches or potentially pushing the A site, as that does tend to give you a lot more close range encounters. That will be where Fierce will be at the most advantage, and interested to see what strategy both of these teams are bringing to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this will be a bit longer of a series. There's a lot of opportunity for this to still go either way. Moving into our second matchup, which will be Search and Destroy on Meltdown. This is a big one that we talk about a lot, Bobby, in that this map really offers you 2 completely different styles of play, which will boil down to the attacking team. I mean, that's just what it's going to be, because If you go down the B side bomb, you're going to have those long range advantages for things like sniper rifles as well as ARs. Or if you did I say that wrong? B, sniper rifles, ARs really are king. Moving over into the A bomb, everything it does change up quite a bit. You get into short ranges where guns like the shotguns, which we have seen start to come out for more of these players, as we have mentioned, Vague being one that had a big performance earlier, as well as just submachine guns are a little bit more favorable at the A bomb as well. So definitely have to look out for where these teams make these rotations. We do have a swag with a sniper out, and they are on the offensive side, so I would expect to see B side pushes coming out of the side of Nova here.
And Swag's actually going to go boiler rooms right here. So not typically where we see snipers go. He's going to see nobody pushing from the opposite side, so likely we'll see him try to slide that corner and maybe get a first blood right here. He spots a player, but actually not able to hit what looked to be a relatively easy shot, and looking like we may actually have a counter rotation over toward A, as I think he baited out the defense pretty well right there from Fierce. He hit markers Jez. Not going to be able to get the kill shot, though. It will be a pretty easy plant over on A, and this is one of the more difficult sites to penetrate, especially in a 5v5. We saw a lot over the weekend. And Beam, what a shot onto Swag. I cannot believe what I just saw, but another player drops for Nova Academy right here, looking a little bit more doable for Fierce. We saw over the weekend a lot of teams just intentionally giving up B plants and then going for the retake, trusting their utility and their positioning to allow them to be able to get the wins on those. So we do see Fierce pushing in, but just not a lot of time to work with. Wally's able to get the RPG kill, and even though we have players dropping, I'm not sure if there's enough time for them to close it out. Beamed needed to hit that shot, but his teammates were able to clean things up. I think he's going to be able to get the defuse just barely at 0 seconds on the clock.
That was a big clutch up from the side of Fierce there. I mean, that was down to the wire. Just barely getting that defuse in at the last second. Big round for them. Beamed having a good performance, picking up 2 kills there for the team. Definitely still a lot of opportunity for this to go either way, though, Bobby. Obviously, an early pick here for either Swag or Beam, who do have the snipers out, are definitely going to have an impact on the game. Vague does have a shotgun out here for the side of Nova as well. So since they did make the A side push this time, definitely be looking forward to Vague maybe having a little bit more impact.
We actually have Zealous climbing up top of the spawn tower. He's going to be able to get the frag on Forsaken. Beam climbing up, trying to get the refrag right here. Unfortunate timing. He ends up hit markering, and now Slothy going to be the only player alive. He'll be able to regen right here, but forced to make an awkward, aggressive push into the A site. He's not going to be able to do anything. Nova Academy will clean things up right there to tie it up at 1-1, and I would be shocked if we didn't see some sort of an A defense right here for Fierce. A is just too difficult to get a push into for you to be giving up free A plants time and time again. We do see Slothy and the entire team actually pushing over, so there is going to be a bloodbath right here. Molotov smokes on the way in. Vague jumps down right there, does end up getting taken out by Slothy with the first blood. And just like that, Fierce will be at the advantage, and we do now have Nova Academy forced to reposition, pushing over toward the B bomb site, but should be expecting the counter rotation from Fierce. Let's see if they're able to do anything about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Vague being down here on the side of Nova is obviously a bit of a hindrance, but Swag, oh man, even though he was able to pick up a kill, did he get traded back? Slothy able to pick up a double kill now. It's just Wally. This is not a good look here for the side of Nova in Search and Destroy.
And we got Wally. I just don't like that push. I don't know why you push that aggressively in toward mid without first trying to maybe play for a pick. I know he probably assumed they were going for the defuse, but just pushing right on top of 2 players right there didn't seem like his best shot at clutching. So I think he actually had a nade in hand. Could have potentially thrown that over to the bomb site and created a little bit of a distraction, but it is going to be Fierce cleaning that one up. Slothy with 5 kills on the board already, and now returning to the B defense as we see, I believe Swag the only person there, and he's just not winning the sniper battle. Beamed able to pick up another one. They are going to be able to get the A plant, but down a man, it's going to be tough to defend.
Bomb has been planted.
Let's see what Nova Academy has got up their sleeve.
Yeah, Nova definitely need to turn things around here if they want to keep the momentum off that big win. And Vague is able to do so, at least in part for the team, as he picks up a triple kill. Forsaken does answer back with a kill on Zealous, but right now, this is a main advantage for the side of Nova, and they have bomb planted, so this is a big opportunity for them to turn things around. But Forsaken popping off for the side of Fierce.
And Hack's playing outside of the bomb site. A little surprised to see that. He's going to hop around the corner, won't be able to win the gunfight. Basically gave a free round to Fierce. I'm just not really sure what's going on right now for Nova Academy. Their defenses, even when they're up a man, up two men, have just seemed to fall apart time and time again. I don't think that was the right play for Swag right there. Typically, you'll want to wiggle peek that angle to check and see if there's anybody on the opposite side, and just aggressively pushed in, wasn't ready for the gunfight, and Fierce was able to capitalize and win the round right there, and something that should have been pretty manageable for Nova Academy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we do have a big lead coming out here for the side of Fierce, as Raballo is able to pick up first blood onto Zealous there, so that's a great way for the side of Fierce to continue their momentum here, and they definitely need it off of that first round win that went over to the side of Nova. They could be able to even things out here and get themselves at least tied up. We have potentially a B-side push coming out as far as at least Swag is over there, but it does look like the team is finally committing over to A. This will give them an opportunity to get the plant down and maybe get a little bit set up. Maybe Swag can find a opening kill here to just give them a little bit more edge. Again, they do have the one-man advantage now, but still a big opportunity for either team.
And I would really like for Nova Academy to capitalize more on Swag's sniping ability rather than sending him to the A site. You just have such minimal abilities. We see him so easily taken out by Raballo right there, and Wally and Hack's going to be the only players remaining. Wally's able to pick up a frag, but still in a 1v3, and now he is going to get pinched. Sees a player around the corner, somehow lands shots onto Forsaken. And Potatoes the close range gunfight. Beamed had nothing but a pistol. And he's able to win once again. Nova Academy just not able to close out these offensive rounds. They've been able to get the A plant pretty much every time, and for the most part, that's usually one of the easier sites to defend, but they have just not had the right approach. We'll see if they can turn things around over on the defensive side, but they're going to need to make something big happen being down 4-1 against a very solid Fierce team.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a phenomenal way for Fierce to turn things around, maybe take a little bit of the momentum back in their favor. But it is going to be a couple kills traded back and forth. Once again, we do have a player advantage going over to side of Nova. And now it is a lonely Jez up against the remaining members of the side of Nova here. This is looking like this is the break that Nova needed. They very likely will be able to pick up this round and at least put a little bit of a stop to the hurt that's been getting put on him.
Yeah, Jez is over on the A side and looking like he wants to find a pick before he actually goes for the plant right here. May actually rotate back into the spawn of Nova to see if he can find anybody off guard, but they're pretty content to play this mid-area boiler room. Playing this a little bit smarter than they had in some of the previous rounds. I like this play a lot better. Just waiting for the plant to come in before they try anything, and with 3 players inside that boiler room, it's not looking great for Jez. He's going to slide out right there, will get spotted from inside, and it will now be a 1v3 with an all-out pursuit coming out of Nova Academy. He's going to slide around generators right here, and with players up top, there's not going to be a whole lot he can do, as he does get the frag on the Hex. Vig's able to clean that up, and Nova Academy shaping up a little bit, looking a little smarter in their search and destroy approach. We'll see if they can muster a comeback. Keep in mind, this is a best of 5, so typically in Mobile Mayhem we got best of 3. Now that we moved on to semifinals, it's best of 5, so it will be a little bit more of a long play for both of these teams.
Absolutely, and there's still plenty of time in this matchup here, Bobby, for Nova to be able to turn things around. Vague and Wally are doing exceptional well here on the side of Nova. Swag definitely struggling to find his groove. We would normally expect to see him with more kills on the board at this point in the game. I mean, we're 6 rounds in, and 2 kills for Swag is not something we often will say about this marksman here. But it is Beamed picking up a kill on Vague. He is substantially not struggling with 6 kills on the board. It's at least 1 for each round in play. And Zealous is just finding a couple
Ooh.
more. But finally, Swag is able to find the trade.
Yeah, he's able to pick Beamed off of Generators right there, so it will be a 1v2 for Slothy. He's got some utility in hand, so not at a complete loss for options to work with, but going to be tough, especially with both Nova players on top of Generators. Going to get spotted by Zealous, and not much of a shot of winning a gunfight at that range with the Type 25. He's going to be forced back to Boiler Rooms and looking to reposition, see if he can maybe make something happen right there. Pre-fires the corner, and with that happening, not able to land those shots, only 4 HP, he's not going to be able to win that gunfight. 2 rounds in a row going the way of Nova Academy and looking a lot stronger over on the defensive side than they had on the offensive side. If they can get Swag going, they could potentially turn this around and make it I know that this team has the gun skill, they've got the ability to do it, but the approach on that offensive side for Search and Destroy was so lacking on so many of the different situations. Definitely would like to see them be able to shape it up.
Yeah, absolutely, Bobby. This has been a very back and forth game for these two teams. Swag finally maybe finding the groove of things, has doubled his kills in these past 2 rounds, so that's definitely a big potential opening for these guys here. He does make it out, almost getting gunned down there. Hax is able to pick up the return kill onto Slothy, and once again we find Nova with a man advantage. They are now up 2 and are in a prime position to even things up here 4-4, and maybe if they're able to find a couple rounds in a row, push themselves into a 2-0 lead over the side of Fierce, who seed-wise would have been the favoring team going into this matchup.
And you can see right here, one thing that Zealous is doing, being very aware of his laser sight right there, is it's actually Hax picking up the 2-piece. So one thing you'll see a lot of these pro players do is make sure that they're not aiming their laser sight, especially in Search and Destroy, through a viewpoint that would allow them to be seen by the opposing team. So he played that really well, was able to get information to relay to his teammate without giving away his own position. And because of that, we see 3 rounds in a row now going the way of Nova Academy. Zealous playing that mid side. Hax is able to pick up first blood, gets another double kill, and finally gets refragged by Beam, but not before Beam taken out by Vague. A 2-man advantage once again. Forsaken hopping topside, finally able to find a pick, but Swag with the pistol is able to clean things up onto Slothy. Forsaken all by himself, players hopping up on topside. He's not going to be able to win the gunfight.
Vague!
What a
That
drop
was
shot.
a great drop shot from Vague. They're able to finish up that round. And just like that, we now have Nova within 1 round of closing things out. Maybe it took him a little bit of time there to shift up gears, moving from Respawn to Search and Destroy, but they are certainly showing us right now why they are a team that we have considered an all-star team all season long. 9 kills on the board for Hax, but it is Swag getting dropped by Raballo here.
Yeah, Wally able to get the trade and pick a 3-piece for Wally right there. He's picked up a Type 25, gets shots onto Beamed as well. 11 kills for him. That's going to be 5 rounds in a row going the way of Nova Academy. We knew that they had the gun skill to be able to do it. Weren't sure if they had the strategy, but what a turnaround for them in such a big hole, and they end up cleaning things up in very large part to Hax and Wally, as we see those two at the top of the leaderboard for the team. And that's going to put them up 2-0 against, like we said, a really good Fierce team who's done well, but Nova Academy just seems really well situated to secure themselves a place in the finals, especially based off how they're playing right now.
Yeah, it's been a wild one so far. Again, this was one of the more exciting matchups that I expected us to have tonight. And looking at that particular Search and Destroy game, you absolutely see why. That was a game that for a long portion was looking very much in favor of Fierce. I think they were up 4-1, and then Nova Academy were able to come back and just make a big sweeping comeback, 6-4, as they were able to find 5 rounds in a row in their favor. So that really says a lot about these two teams. Even the hardpoint matchup that we saw on Summit was very back and forth for a lot of those points, Bobby. I know you had mentioned it, even though it was about a 50-point lead for the side of Nova. If you looked at the kills alone without looking at the score, if you looked at the rotations, the game was much closer. But just because of the way Summit works, Nova was able to find a couple better rotations, able to find some longer captures on the hard points, and they were able to close things out. Moving into our game 3, which will be domination on firing range, this is a big, big map for Persistence. It's a big, big map for VTOLs as well. Even though we had the VTOL nerfs, it's still such a strong and devastating score streak just based off of the map layout that we have ahead of us. So either of these teams, through some good persistence and score streak use, could come through with a win here.
For sure, our team's getting readied up and good to go. And we actually do see a substitution right here. As Abuse is going to hop in for Fierce. Not a player that's been with the team a lot in the recent games that they played, but has been in and out of Mobile Mayhem a good bit, and definitely one of the more well-known players in the community. Used to be known as one of the top snipers, actually, and I think he's taking a little bit of a break. We'll see if he's able to make an impact for them right here. I mean, Nova Academy, we've said it all along. They're a freaking all-star team, and they're showing just exactly why right here. If I had to guess, even if they have like the worst strategy possible when it comes to domination on firing range, I think they'll still be able to win. It's something we've seen them do before, where they just absolutely frag out no matter how bad they play in the first round. It just doesn't seem to matter because those score streaks from Persistence just start to pile up, and once they start reining them in the second half, it's so tough to stop. So we'll see if Fierce can do anything about it, but definitely based on just the fragging power that they have, you got to think they've got a good shot at winning this one. Keep in mind, this is best of 5, so this is game number 3 of our best of 5 for our first semifinals match. Our second one is going to be Tribe versus Infinex, which will be coming up next, so don't go anywhere. But here we go, hopping in to game number 3.
Yeah, and this is a big game for Nova here. If they're able to close this one out, they secure themselves a spot in the final, despite, again, not being the favored team, at least as far as the points went, leading up to the quarterfinals here. And as well as closing things out in 3-0 fashion would just be a really big answer for how their games are going here in the finals. Up against Fierce, I mean, this is no easy team to 3-0 in a semifinal situation. So
yep, and we actually see an early double cap coming in for Fierce, so they're going to be able to take A back down as well. Nova Academy actually hurting a little bit right now. It's Fierce is going to push into 10 right here, picks up another frag onto Swag. Won't be able to clear off the C flag in time, but taking top 10 position will be big for them as they're now securing progress onto B. Not able to finish it off, but getting the frag onto Swag will allow them to push back. Hex will be able to get the refrag, and Slothy with 5 kills on the board, as does Abuse. Both players looking really good so far. Slothy picking up number 6. Zealous with 6 on the board himself, and still nobody able to get B.
Yeah, B is a very difficult one to cap on this map. I mean, specifically with the lack of score streaks and or operators, and it's one thing I mentioned pretty consistently, and it's always been the case for Call of Duty here, Bobby, is the B flag on on domination for firing range. There's no spawn point on this map that you are more than 2 or 3 seconds away from having some sort of sight line over to B. It makes a lot of opportunity for whether it be frags or semtexes, flashbangs, concussions, even gunfire just coming in to the B flag. It makes it very, very difficult and dangerous to cap early on. But you know, just with that, we do have a cap going over to the side of Fierce early, and a triple cap now going over in the side of Nova.
Yeah, Zealous already up into double digits, looking really good for them, and he is one of those persistence players Could potentially see the VTOL come in the second half. We're still not even that far into the first half, but with Tribe able to hold the triple cap for the time being, it's going to be a tough
Tribe.
one. Or and with Nova Academy, I'm sorry, I've casted a lot in the last 2 weeks and my brain is fried, but they're able to clear off the B flag no less, as we do see the perfect grav spike play and continuing to tick upward. We got Zealous only 650 points off of a VTOL in half number 1. Right now, if you're Fierce, you gotta definitely be keeping an eye out for that. There looks to be no SAM turrets on deck. No SAM turrets even equipped for them. That could turn out to be a big miss, especially once we start to see some of those VTOLs come into play.
And Zealous has been having an absolutely phenomenal day on the side of Nova here. Even looking back into the very first matchup we had, which I believe was Standoff Hardpoint. I mean, he was right up there at the top of the lobby. If memory is serving me correctly, I think in that first matchup, I mean, he went 28-9 for the first match of the day. So big performances coming out of him today, and he is showing absolutely no struggle and doing the same once again here in the first half of firing range, as we do have a 21-point lead now going over in favor of Nova. As you mentioned, Zealous not far off of that VTOL, which is such a strong tool here on the firing range map. Even just a couple seconds of the VTOL being in the air before it gets shot down is a big opportunity to, for example, get that B cap, because you have so much range over the map and the ability to kill players off of various spawns, not giving them that couple second window that they normally have to get in line of sight of B, the ability to get a well-placed frag grenade or something off as well. So it's a big tool that the side of Nova may have coming up for them. But we do have some trickle time early on B for the side of Fierce, but nothing too crazy yet.
We do have Abuse with full score streaks right now, so something to keep an eye on over on the side of Fierce. Slothy's got the cluster strike ready to go, working on the advanced UAV, but still a good ways off of the VTOL. More than likely, we will see that VTOL coming in pretty soon, and there it is. Zealous calling it in right off the start of the second half, instantly taken down. Perfect counter coming in for Fierce. That's huge for them. Almost zero impact from a score streak that is typically one of the more difficult to obtain in the game, but oh my gosh, even with the VTOL going down, Zealous continuing to fry, just not missing anything right now. He's got 22 kills on the board, making 23. He wants 24. He gets it. Sliding the corner. He can do no wrong and might make it 25 right here. We do have some more score streaks getting called in, but just not looking like a whole lot that Fierce is going to be able to do, as we have complete dominance right now for Nova Academy.
Yeah, we absolutely do. As you mentioned, Zealous just absolutely crazy popping off. We do have some better numbers coming across the board here for the side of Fierce this time around. Slothy coming up on 20 kills, Abuse and Forsaken not far behind either. So there's potential for some score streaks to turn things around. But much like Raid, Bobby, this matchup here on firing range is also subject to even some of these lower score streaks potentially being stronger than the VTOL. As you mentioned, that VTOL was not in the air long at all. But Predator missiles, cluster strikes, very good at holding down a flag cap. We saw it on Raid earlier. 3 back-to-back cluster strikes were able to hold off about 30 seconds of time off of the opposition. So this is very much looking like Nova going to be closing things out 3-0 as they continue the triple cap here, and they are crossed into 140-point territory.
Yeah, they've got players inside of Goliath. They've got Zealous continuing to dominate this entire map. Beam just barely outguns him right there, but it was only by a sliver of HP. Vague calls in the advanced UAV. Not even going to need it, as we have Nova Academy doubling up on Fierce. 150 to 76, and the lower seeded team coming out on top in a big way, getting the 3-0 sweep against the number 1 seed Fierce. They will be moving on to the finals, which will be played on Thursday night, same time, same place. And next, we'll go ahead and get ready to hop into semifinals game number 2, which is going to be Tribe versus Infinex.
Yeah, absolutely. And this should be another good matchup ahead of us, as we do have We do obviously have Infinex, a team that is uh, known for just having historically good performances throughout the main season. I mean, starting back in season one of Mobile Mayhem, obviously transitioning into season one from what is it, Omen League before.
Yeah.
So in the first season that we saw them, it started off very, very shaky. I mean, that's about the time I just started casting with you, Bobby. And over the course of watching Infinex develop as a team from when they first entered Mobile Mayhem, all through season one, they continued to step it up, step it up, step it up. And I mean, this is a team, Bobby, that we describe constantly as not just a team that can go from day to day and increase their potential, but can go from game to game and really turn things around. They keep very positive momentum in their favor. And Tribe is a team that has substantially struggled. As recent as not only last season, they had just a very unpleasant performance. And coming into this season, they have had some pretty big inconsistencies across the team, not just on a player-to-player standpoint, but also this team has been unable to consistently play with the same roster for reasons unknown to myself. But you definitely have to think that has some sort of effect on the communication, as well as some of the kind of just immersion of the rotations that the team can make. Whereas Infinex, they did pick up tempo this season, but he has been almost a seamless pickup for the team.
Yeah, it's actually shocking to see how well he's been able to perform in his first season of Mobile Mayhem. Likely going to be our winner of Rookie of the Split, if I had to guess, just based off of not only how well he's performed, but how Infinix has performed as a whole. Typically, that tends to factor in a big way. So we'll wait to see how he performs against the North American champions in Tribe Gaming, who are likely in scrim to warm up right now and will get loaded in pretty soon. I'm going to go grab a drink, and hopefully by the time I'm back, we'll be good to go for our final match of the night. Oh, wow. Big Tatio raid.
As usual.
Yep. Appreciate it, everybody. Welcome. We are getting ready to load in to our final match of the night. Best of 5, Tribe versus Infinix. Two of the longest standing teams in all of Mobile Mayhem. We do have that same roster getting loaded in for Tribe. They looked pretty good when they weren't trolling earlier against Xset, so we'll see if that momentum continues to carry through. And Day is back.
Well, hopefully we can get you guys into some games here shortly. It does look like we have a pretty hefty presence of players on both sides. We are just waiting for one more player from the side of Infinex, as well as one more player from the side of Tribe. Um, for Tribe, I am trying to think of who we had earlier for the
Tectonic.
fifth player. Yeah, Tectonic. I don't know why that was so hard for me to figure out. That's kind of the big one that we would expect to see. And then obviously looking over at the side of Infinex, we already have some big names in here: Tatio, Cheto, Envoy, Tempo. And we will very likely be looking for, I believe it should be Yuji to join us here. So that would be the typical player that we would see rounding out the roster for each of these teams, as well as I think our big additions to both of these teams. Well, Tectonic is a player that we talk about quite a bit as being one that if he's exceeding or playing well, then the rest of the team usually plays well around him. And then Yuji is just, I mean, this whole Infinix roster is just a team that there's been a massive uptick in consistency. And even though we do typically see, um, you know, Cheto obviously excelling in sniper role, Tatio, a longtime player who is always at the top for this team as far as being a overall Slayer goes, we've seen Tempo come through with really strong performances and is quite often at the top of the roster as well. But then we also have Envoy and Yuji, who are players who, I mean, they're never really struggling, even when they do come out on the bottom half of things and they do lose a matchup. This is a team that still collectively performs well together, and it's usually minor mistakes that boil down to their losses. Looking over at Tribe, obviously phenomenal players over here. Lil B has had some great performances here for Tribe in Mobile Mayhem, despite not being on their main lineup for champs. Um, Bolu, another player that we see have massive performances as well, and then obviously we are waiting on Tectonic. He's a staple consistency player here for the side of Tribe. Um, Leon and Nero, though, we definitely see some consistency back and forth for this team. So these will be players for me to watch. If Leon and Nero are able to come through this game with a strong performance, there is a chance that they could push Infinex. And again, Infinex is a team that historically performs well throughout the season, Bobby, but not so much when it comes to finals play. So we'll have to see if they've been able to work out some of the kinks and maybe some of the nerves that they had last time around and see if they've improved coming here into the semifinals this time.
Yeah, I'm curious what it is for them that causes them to struggle. We haven't seen them as champions of a Mobile Mayhem season so far, which, given how well they've played in every season, you wouldn't think to be the case. They were probably the favorites to win it last season. I believe got knocked out in the semifinals as well. So
Quarterfinals last time, I think. I
was
don't
it?
even think they made it to. Maybe one of our admin can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Infinex went out in the quarterfinals. Um, and it also does look like we are being asked to remove Nero. I don't know if that's temporary, maybe a game crash or something, maybe a sub out. Who knows? We'll find out. But yes, admin, please confirm or deny Infinex quarterfinals last. Okay, Splinter. It's
Come
not the point. You
on.
have all sorts of paperwork on this, man.
SMH my head. We do have Marshy joining up and probably still waiting for Tectonic over on the side of Tribe. Ronan, we're asking.
Oh, I was just gonna type it to him, but okay.
Oh yeah. Wait, I don't know if he's in the call. He is. Who did?
Infinex last season, did they lose in the quarterfinals or the semifinals?
Yeah, I thought it was the semis.
Was it the semis?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think they won the third place game. I think they've won third place both seasons. Now that I think about it. Oh, that's right. Arsenal beat them. Yep.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay. So still, again, even though it was the semis, I mean, still underperforming for where we thought they were going to place. I mean, again,
Yeah.
to me, they were. If I had the finals for last season mapped out, it absolutely would have had Infinex being in the finals. And I would have been my favorite to win the finals, and then didn't even win the third, fourth place matchup. So that to me was a bit of a surprise. And again, we definitely need to see them come through with some more consistency.
We will be live with the finals
Do you want
on
us to
Thursday
tell
night,
people
so
that,
make sure to
Splinter,
like and
or
subscribe
is
if you
that
guys
between
haven't
us for
already.
now? Nope, that's between us for now. Awesome.
All right. Interesting. I'm excited
It'll
to see
be
that.
our little secret, guys.
And Tectonic just taking. You know what? Who needs Tectonic? Why don't we just sub in Hitman for Tribe? I think they would do fine with that substitution.
You know what, Bobby? Why don't you just play for Tribe?
True. True. There we go. All right. We're ready. Let's get it.
I would definitely assume we are waiting for Tectonic here. I mean, it just feels right.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, Tribe has plenty of players available to them. And I mean, just looking at this lineup for Tribe here, I mean, this is not exact. I mean, this is exactly what we were just talking about, Bobby, in the sense that Tribe, we have not seen them play with a consistent roster, which I do think is a big harmful impact for them, not only in Mobile Mayhem, but even though they've actually done well in champs, I definitely would like to see them um, nail things down a little bit more consistently with their roster, to really kind of try to develop some of that team synergy that we have certainly lacked with the kind of scrambled eggs of teams that we have here between Tribe and we have Mangoes in.
Oh, apparently he's a sub for Tribe. Not what I was expecting to see. We could have some different players
Are
coming
we
in.
sure he's a sub for Tribe?
That's what our admins are saying.
Okay, you say so.
Sim confirmed. All right. This will be interesting. With the loss of Tectonic, I don't see much of a shot for Tribe beating Infinex, but at the same time, like we said, we've seen Infinex
it was
struggle.
already a hindrance coming into this one based off of performance through the season. So to me, this is not looking good. I mean, even if Infinex underperforms here, I definitely see this being a tough matchup for Tribe, regardless. Just again, roster consistency has been a massive issue for this.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, losing Nero off the start of this matchup, and then losing Tectonic as well. That's gonna provide a lot of challenges. Obviously, anything is possible, but Bo is in chat and said we went from the Avengers to the meme team.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, no, hang on, because yeah, I knew this was an issue. I knew this was an issue. All right, I guess Tribe is gonna have to 4v5.
Wait, Zim is saying Nero can play?
He
I
can
would
play,
say,
but he's lagging, and Tectonic had to go to work. So this is not a great position for Tribe to be in, but I had
wait,
to
I think we might
enforce the
reset the
rules
lobby.
here. Yeah, we're gonna have to. I mean, yeah, we certainly need a reset on the lobby here, and I mean, unfortunately, we have to enforce the rules. Mangoes did not make the roster lock cut for this season, so he is uneligible to participate in this matchup.
We're being told that Tectonic had to go to work, so that is the reason he is not here right now.
It's a draw. Stand down.
Apologies for the wait, chat. Hopefully we'll be good to go momentarily here.
I mean, I hate to be the one to call him out. Like, obviously, we don't want to see a 4v5 matchup, but I also, being on this end of it, I don't want Tribe to like win and then there be an issue with, oh well, this person wasn't eligible after the fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
from what I can see, Nero can play. He's just been lagging, so he'll be at less than his best, but I mean, it's
we
better
should just
than...
have Zim play.
Yeah.
Don't tell him I said so, but that might be worse. I'm just kidding.
Wait. Apparently somebody's pulling over on the side of the road to play. What?
This is some super sketchy things.
Tech's gonna pull over on the side of the road and play. All right, let's get it.
I mean,
1K viewers on Trovo. Everybody like, subscribe, follow. Thank you.
that's some dedication.
All right, thank you for your patience, everybody. What in the world is going on?
Indeed,
right now?
chat. Tech is coming. Tech said, "My viewers need me."
Let's go.
And
We got
be here.
Tech here. All right, we got ourselves a real matchup right now. Claps in chat for Tech. Nope, and Tempo left.
Maybe a device reset or something.
All right,
Tempo is back. Tectonic is here to save the day for Tribe. And with this energy, this flow of energy from Tectonic, pulling over on the side of the road to save the team, can Tribe come through with a strong win over Infinex here?
And for everybody asking if it's 1-0, no, it's not 1-0. Y'all are some goofy goobers right now. All right, waiting on Leon to ready up, and we will be good for match number 4, game number 1, Crash Hardpoint. Something that Tribe has played a lot in the last few days. We'll see if all that practice pays off.
Yeah, absolutely a big opportunity for them, assuming we can get the final member of Infinex loaded in here. Obviously looking for Yuji to connect.
Yeah, once he's loaded in, we should be good to go. Hopefully we don't have another lobby reset.
I mean, Splinter, I just wanted things to be fair here, bud. That's all we were looking for.
He said, "I swear I saw mangoes on the roster." LOL.
I didn't. That's why I had to. That's why I had to be like, wait a minute, this is not right here. Well, Ronan, I don't know if you know this, but I ran a Vainglory team for years. Um, so a lot of organizing stuff is like coded into my brain.
All right, we got all of our players loaded in, ready to go. Before we get started, everybody like, subscribe, follow, and come back for the finals on Thursday night. And we are going to hop into the action, likely seeing both teams vying for that three-story position. We do see Little B pushing over that way. Tatio gets the first blood as he has pulled out the chopper, and a strong start right here for Infinex, as that will secure them control of that three-story. Shots onto Marshy as well, and Tatio in the zone off the start. 4 kills coming in, make it 5-6 for Infinex off the start. Not a single kill yet for Tribe. They've not been able to do anything so far. Appreciate the elixir in the sub.
Haven't
Thank
even
you,
picked
thank
up
you.
a kill
Tango
yet
Freak
for
with the
Tribe, but
2,000,
obviously
thank
there's
you.
a lot of match ahead of us. You see Lil B spawning there, getting mowed down by Tatio, who with the kind of the rebound of the HG40 being nerfed has worked his way over. We do often see him using that chopper now, which has become largely popular in North America, as well as Yuji getting his 5th kill on the board as well. And Infinex are just taking commanding lead. I can't say I remember any time in Mobile Mayhem we had a team get essentially 50 points off of the first hardpoint on Crash.
Yeah, usually
that's nutty.
I mean, we have seen Tribe get 150-0'd on this map before by Fierce, so...
But I don't think there was 50 points on the
yeah,
first hardpoint
exactly.
even then.
Typically, teams are pretty cautious about pushing that hardpoint, and there are currently 2 kills on the board for Tribe right now. I do not know what I'm watching, but this is just an absolute smackdown. Tribe's not getting remotely close to the hardpoint. Bolu finally picks up his 2nd kill, but nobody on Tribe has been able to do anything. They are going to be sliding the hardpoint, and just like that, Cheto cleans things up. Tribe yet to pick up a point so far, and it is going to be 85-0 as Marshy tries to push up himself. Tatio mowing down players. Yuji using that same gun, the chopper, and looking like we're probably going to have a 100-0 start right here for Infinex.
Yeah, absolutely. A massive lead here for Infinex, as they have already got this rotation over and are looking for this next hardpoint. 97 on the board, potentially looking for the second 150-0 in Mobile Mayhem history. And I do have some confirmation for you guys on how match 2 will look. Tectonic has taken some lunch break action here to pick up game 1 for his team, but the one and only Benzo will be filling in for Tribe for game 2. So be looking out for fan favorite Zim.
And we do have Little B up top. Fortunately for Tribe, they will not be 150-0 right here, but they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to have a shot at coming back right here. They seem to be getting a little bit more into form, finally winning some gunfights. We do have Tatio already up at 10 kills, but Tectonic able to get the frag onto him. It will be Tempo sliding the corner, winning the gunfight once again, but Tribe setting up for that 3rd hard point. They're in pretty good position right now and likely going to start to get some of those operators in play if they're able to do so. Could potentially see them make a little bit of a run and at least attempt a comeback right here. And as I say that, Tatio pushes in and takes the hard point for himself.
I mean, definitely can't sleep on Tatio. Man's dropping 13 kills on the board right now. Excellent trophy system coming out to block on out that threat missile there, as we do have Infinex locking down this hard point. They're now a mere 10 points away. Tribe making the rotation over. I just don't know if it's going to matter. It's Cheto guns down Marshy, and that's going to be a 150-20 win going over to Infinex here in game 1.
Yeah, that was, especially the start of that game was just painful. Tribe couldn't seem to win a gunfight for anything. even with the addition of Tectonic, didn't really seem to make much of a difference. In the kills for Infinex, not that impressive until you start looking at the number of deaths that they have. Tatio going 13-3, Yuji 12-3, Cheto 9-3, Envoy 11-6, Tempo bottom fragging at 6-5. Not a terrible place to be, and that one was just all Infinex all the way. We will have Tribe, I believe, losing Tectonic here as well, which is going to make things additionally more difficult. If they're able to pull this one off, it will be one for the history books.
Well, clearly we're going to have Zim come in and be the counter to Cheto for search and destroy with the snipers. So hopefully that'll work out for Tribe. I actually don't know who's going to snipe for them, but Zim, obviously the team coach here, going to be filling in since Nero is having some connection struggles. Tectonic was nice enough to take some time out of his lunch break to pull over on the side of the road and get some connection for the team there. Hopefully, I mean, I imagine the goal was hopefully long enough for Nero to get his connection sorted out, but that does not appear to be the case. So this very likely will end up being a 3-0 victory for the side of Infinex, just based off of, again, some roster inconsistencies for the side of Tribe. But I mean, it's possible that they could turn things around. I mean, again, Infinex is a team that has historically struggled as far as qualifiers or quarterfinals, semifinals, and in finals. Obviously, has been a big hindrance for this Infinex team.
Yep, for sure. We do see.
And Zim does have the sniper out.
Zim's got the sniper out. He's got a 6 times on that bad boy. So I'm interested to see how this one's gonna end up playing out. But definitely gonna be a challenging one for Tribe. I don't know if he even has any skins for any of his guns. I only see default skins in play for him, which is not something that we typically see in the competitive scene, but rocking the LK24, potentially just a speed boost off the start. And he may be AFK, so we'll go ahead and take a look at Little B, see if he can get a first blood on the board right here. Trying to find a snipe over mid, won't be able to make it happen yet. And not able to land the follow-up shot either is Zim. Trying to get the pick over toward American side. We do have Yuji on the inside of 10 right here. And Zim not able to make the no-scope happen, unfortunately. Will be a one-man advantage for Infinex off the start.
Yeah, fortunately for the side of Infinex, they were able to pick up an early kill, but it is Bolu answering back, gets the headshot onto Tempo, and IMO, that's a pretty big one for him to pick up. Gets second kill on Envoy, but it does leave Yuji, Cheto, and Tatio obviously still alive. Yuji picks up a kill on Lil B, and I'm actually kind of surprised that we still have Tatio running the HD40. I mean, it may just be being used to the actual functionality of the gun as far as recoil goes. Maybe he still prefers that just for the long range accuracy. But that is going to be a Infinex round 1 as Yuji is able to pick up the final 2 or 3 kills. 3 kills for Yuji there.
Yeah, we actually see Leon using the Man of War with a tactical sight on it, which is another gun. I mean, we don't typically see the Man of War in general used a whole lot in Mobile Mayhem anyway, let alone with the tactical sight. Zim is going to end up getting first blooded by Cheto, who has 2 kills on the board already and looking to pick up a third right here. We do see Tribe playing pretty passive off the start, actually making a little push over here toward the B site, but Tatio landing shots onto Marshy. It is a 3v3, manageable for sure. And more than likely, Tribe will be able to get the bomb down at some point over here as Bolu wins the gunfight against Yuji. Just like that, they've got a man advantage and much more manageable as Leon gets shots onto Envoy to get the frag. It's now Cheto all by himself versus the 3 remaining Infinex players and looking to pick up an AR. He's able to do so right here, but with Leon right around that corner, probably not a whole lot that Cheto's going to be able to do. Actually didn't hit a shot onto him, but The bomb is already down. His location given away. He's going to go top of 10 right here, but lots of Tribe players in the surrounding area. Little B does end up missing the shot. Sees his head over
Cheto looks
top
away
of
at the
Tribe.
wrong time.
How is Cheto alive right now? And Bolo finally cleans it up with a shotgun.
Lost that round, but it's not over.
3 separate times Cheto was watching the doorway. Bolu was about to come through, and then would turn away and move just out of Bolu's sight. And he lived way longer than he needed to there. I mean, again, especially with Leon obviously missing the shots the first time he ran past Truck. But definitely a big opportunity for both of these teams. Cheto is going to find the better trade over Zim there.
Can't believe that Zim didn't win that gunfight. I'm just shocked and in disbelief. I really do hate to see it, but that will be a first blood for Infinex once again. It seems like somehow Cheto actually the better sniper than Zim.
Somehow, man. I couldn't have seen it coming into this game, but, you know, it's a new experience for us seeing Cheto do good sniping. I mean, clearly not history speaking itself.
I just don't know what Leon was looking at right there. I also don't know why Bolu didn't play for at least one frag. We had 2 players rotate past him as he's up in top of this little cabana, but pretty content to just hard scope the doorway and wait for Infinex to make the first move, as it seems they're playing a little game of cat and mouse, except the mouse is camping next to a trophy system.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the last player alive against the entire roster of Infinex, I mean, that's an uncomfortable position for anybody to be in. I mean, it doesn't matter if you are the MVP of the season. That is not going to be a fun matchup for you to go in. It does look like Bolu has finally got the move out of the way and is now getting the plant down onto B-Bomb. Just like that, it is Infinex now making the rotation over.
Sniper!
And Cheto does miss a snipe there, but there's a big opportunity for Bolu to clutch up, but instead Tempo finds the gunfight, and that is going to close things out. One thing I will at least make note here, Bobby, and this is not just for this matchup, this is across the board. One thing I do appreciate about the HG40 receiving some obvious nerfs in this most recent update is we actually see a lot of guns on rotation for players now. It's not that default where we see, you know, 9 players using the HG40. You know, there's not really ever any situations like that at this point. I mean, we're seeing the Man of War out right now. It's not a gun I've seen once in Mobile Mayhem up until this point, so.
And we have Zim getting his very first assist right there. Unfortunately, not able to get the kill. It will be a 3v3, manageable for Tribe. 1 player spotted in Envoy, but Little B not able to hit the first shot. Hits the follow-up, slides the corner. Now going to be able to reload as well. Spotting 1 player, ends up hit markering. Bolu cleans it up, and just like that, we're tied up at 2-2.
Yeah, big round there for the side of Tribe. Zim needs to reach into chat and take some of this energy that chat is funneling him right now. Channel your inner tectonic, Benzo, and pick up some kills here for your team. They need you, and they believe in you.
And he's just pre-firing every corner, hoping that somebody runs out. He sees a player right there. Unfortunately, Little B's going to end up yoinking. He'll be able to stay alive. Now a 2-man advantage for Tribe once again, and Leon has pulled out the Echo, which we don't tend to see a whole lot, but just like that, Cheto getting the better of Zim once again. Little B finding his rhythm, though, and Tribe's going to take the 3-2 lead.
And going into this matchup, I mean, you know, granted the fact that we would give Infinex just the advantage overall in this matchup, if they were going to have an advantage on any map, it would be firing range, search, and destroy.
Yeah.
So the fact that Tribe are actually doing pretty strongly here, it really is beneficial to them. Bolu having a monstrous performance right now for the side of Tribe. 8 kills on the board, and is really carrying his team through a lot of hard times right now. Again, they have 3 on the board now and are now getting the switch around. We do have the bomb plant on A going over to, I believe that was to Tio was able to get the bomb plant. Lil B picking up his 6th kill. Bolu still alive, barely. And man, Lil B finds a wall bang onto Tio there. This is now Tribe up 4-2 in Search and Destroy.
Oh my god. gosh, what am I mean, Little B and Bolu are carrying really hard right now. I don't know if this is overconfidence from Infinex or what it is, but
Infinex has struggled in finals matchups.
they
and
have. You're right.
this is a great opportunity where Tribe could come off of. I think they had a pretty big win over the weekend for COD champs, obviously, and they're rolling with this energy here now, even with the obvious roster disadvantage that they have as far as not playing with their main roster, not playing with all of their best players. They are taking a bit of a lead despite a pretty substantial loss in hardpoint in that first matchup.
Oh, Zim got a kill on a Cheto hit marker. Zim's gonna drop to the nade and won't have the opportunity to shoot bodies right there, but Tribe still with players alive. Marshy trying to play that little head glitch and just stay alive. And Little B clears things out wide open for them now as Leon gets a snipe as well onto Envoy. Marshy gonna be able to push backside to Tio gets a trade, but Marshy waiting for him right there. Now a 1v2.
So low.
This is the first shot. Tempo gets the kill. Little B able to clean up with the pistol. And we've now got Tribe Gaming up 5-2, and we might have ourselves a match right now.
We absolutely might. Lil B performing exceptionally well here for the side of Tribe. They are now 1 round away from picking up a win over Infinex here. You know, again, thanks in whole heart to Lil B and Bolu, who are massively carrying for Tribe, and Zim, who is, of course, funneling energy to the team via chat. So definitely be looking out for that, as it's Lil B getting the better of Cheto here in the potentially final round.
And Zim, I would like to point out, another major assist right there, so coming in really big. We have Little B spotting another player from behind, gets the frag onto Tempo, now a 2v2, Envoy cleans it up, Leon all by himself against the 2 remaining Infinex players. Gonna send the nade out, see if he can maybe get a pick right here. He's only got a shotgun to work with, less than ideal for him, especially needing to cross a pretty big area in order to close that gap against the 2 remaining Infinex players. They will go ahead and rotate over toward B, which is going to make things a little bit more manageable for him if he can manage to get a concussion grenade in. Could potentially make this doable, but Envoy's going to spot him over top the head glitch. They will be able to clean that one up, and it will be Infinex finally taking round for the first time in a while as we now move to 5-3.
And Infinex definitely needed that there. That if that would have gone over to Tribe, that would have been a 1-1 tie for these 2 teams. Again, moving into this matchup, we absolutely would not have expected, at least in Search and Destroy. I mean, again, Tribe, you could have...
Sim got another one onto Tio! He's going for wall bangs.
That's the real question.
He wants it all right now. He's going to get spotted from top of wood, somehow stays alive. Bolu trying to slide in for the refrag, but actually going to hop. Going to hear the shots coming through. Very aggressive push from Bolu right here. He's going to land shots, but usually able to clean it up, and it's now all down to Little B as he is left now in a 1v2 against the remaining players, but make it a 1v1. He drops Tempo now over to the A bomb site and probably looking to pick up a secondary weapon. He's got 12 kills, gets spotted, can't hit the initial shot, can't hit the second shot. Just trying to clutch for his team, and he just can't make it happen right now. After all the success he's had, he ends up hit markering, pushes aggressively with the pistol right here. You can tell he's trying to regen, but a perfect play from Little B, and he cleans it up. Tribe comes out on top in Search and Destroy. Time to go to game number 3 on Domination.
Might I make it clear for everybody here in this call and everybody here in chat, this makes Zim the highest win rate player for the side of Tribe.
Oh my.
100% win rate in competitive Call of Duty Mobile here.
Wow. Never lost a game. That's crazy. With a whopping...
Can we get some Zim MVP of the season, chat?
A whopping 0.22 KD for Zim on that game. Beautiful performance from him to allow Tribe Gaming to get the 6-3 win over Infinex and Search and Destroy. Time to hop in to Domination on Summit.
That was at least a exciting game to watch, Bobby. Tribe, I mean, actually performed so well there. And again, it's hard to say if Tribe just played exceptional there, or if Infinex is just having that curse of performing well all season and then struggling when it came down to the brass wire of things moving into finals. So there's definitely a big opportunity where Tribe could perform a pretty big upset here if they're able to keep this momentum moving forward. Obviously, moving into I think we have what Summit you said Summit for
Yeah,
domination.
Summit domination.
So that's a big opportunity where unlike Hardpoint on Summit, spawns while still important because there are definitely some better vantage points based on the playstyle you want to go with. Obviously, going through on C side, you have the overlook over B, which is a pretty good vantage point. But moving, if you get the rotation in through from A side, you do have some head glitch potential over some of the computers, obviously in the middle of the map. So depending on your play style, there's a lot of opportunity where um, map spawns could definitely still play a big factor. However, if you do get a bad spawn, you're not, I mean, totally locked out of a hard point at that point. So there's big opportunity for these teams moving forward. Obviously, there's a lot of potential for persistence. Um, as well as some of the big score streaks. Now, this is not a historically huge air support map, shy of at least back in Call of Duty console, there was obviously some stealth chopper action on this map. You can call it in over B. Makes it very difficult to hit from inside of the building or even um, the spawns just because of the way it positions itself over the B flag. It does provide some difficulty getting some lock on. So I would like to see some players, since VTOL has both been nerfed and not substantial for this map, I would definitely like to see some chopper action here, at least moving forward as a whole for North America.
For sure. Just waiting for our players to get ready up and good to go for game number 2. Definitely going to be keeping an eye on Zim, showing that he can frag out with the best of them. We'll see if he can continue that over on to domination. It'll be interesting. I mean, right now, if you're Infinex, you absolutely whoop Tribe when they've got Tectonic on their team, and then Zim comes in, and then Tribe ends up winning. So
Again, 100% win rate for Zim.
yeah,
I love chat. I love chat, by the way.
Yeah.
Chat's awesome.
Chat has really turned around from the toxicity that we had earlier to just giant Zim fan club, and I love it. But you gotta think like the finals / semifinals just curse that has seemed to be on Infinex has got to be getting to their head a little bit, especially after that happens. I'm definitely expecting them to still come away with the win, but they've really got to focus in right here and kind of try to push out any thoughts of like, because if Infinex loses to Tribe with Zim, the taunts will never end. Like, yeah, you can lose a game, you can lose a game or two, but if you lose this match, the taunts will never end. So if you're Infinex, not only for the sake of performing well and moving to the finals, but just for the sake of your reputation, you got to get the win in this match.
Then again, if you're Zim and you pull off the win here over Infinex, you retire. You just retire. Officially take yourself off the roster. Just be the coach. Retire with a 100% win rate over one of the better teams in the season.
We do have...
Definitely.
Zim's got a sniper out. Okay. He switches over to the QQ9. I like that a little bit better.
Rebuild.
Enemy taking Alpha. Enemy
And you can see pushing over towards C. It looks like they will be able to get control to Tio on the top side. We'll be able to get first blood onto him. No frags coming in so far for Tribe. They have been able to secure C, but will likely be a pretty easy B cap right here as we got 3 players on the site. Now players for Tribe rotating over toward A. Zim gonna go prone and will drop it to Tio as well, but with 3 players right there, they will be able to get control. To Tio just spraying through that smoke, getting some easy frags, and may have a triple cap on the way in for Infinex right now as they got progress onto B. Will be able to pick up a frag onto Tio, but the triple cap is in play as we see 1 player getting a little progress onto A. Tribe will be able to take control of that for the time being, but they're gonna need to work a lot on their map control. It's basically been free reign for Infinex so far.
Zim picks up a kill, moving on to B, but is going to get gunned down by Tio there. Looked like we did have Lil B right around the corner as well, but he was able to get dropped by the side of Infinex a little bit earlier on. Tio, Tempo, and Cheto finding 3 for the team there, just extending their lead as they hold this B flag fairly uncontested and are in fact pushing on over to A. Started a little bit of a cap there, but does look like that is going to fall short. No triple cap going over to Infinex, and Tio just gets the better of Lil B there. Will be not landing a shot at the top of the stairs, despite what I would say having the gun advantage, at least for that range.
And currently, Leon is using the HS2126, which I would argue is one of the worst guns in all of Call of Duty Mobile. He has been able to pick up 3 kills, which, when relative to his teammates, not too terrible. We do have Bolu picking up the kill inside mid-control center right there, trying to land shots onto Tio as he hops down, but won't be able to do so, and looking to take out Cheto, which he is able to do. Doesn't spot Tio down below, picks up another one onto Yuji, the refrag coming out of Tempo, but just doesn't look like Tribe is going to be able to get anything more than a single cap in this one. It's got to be really tough for them, obviously. Zim, one of the greatest players in all of Call of Duty Mobile, but just not quite having the performance that we expect from him. Tio just mowing down Tribe players left and right, already 10 kills on the board.
And this is obviously a pretty substantial lead going over to the side of Infinex here. They are up almost 40 points over the side of Tribe here for the first half of domination. Assuming this game continues to go the way it's going, we will have a hard point match 4, and then obviously if we do make it to a match 5, which is where Tribe has seemed to excel, at least over this Infinex team, that is a big opportunity for them to maybe take a 5th round win if they're able to push up to it. But Infinex have been just in the driver's seat as far as Respawn has gone so far with an early B cap. Tio makes the rotation over, picks up the kill onto Zim there. And we actually do have a, we had an early B cap from the side of Tribe, but Infinex answers back quickly and is able to flop that back onto their side and is going to continue to increase their lead.
Yeah, nobody on Tribe really having much luck right now. Marshy's still stuck down at 2 kills, not able to land shots onto Tempo, and looking like we may actually have a triple cap coming in pretty soon. We got Bolu knocked off of that head glitch.
Zim finds kill number 3!
Wow. And Zim currently only tied for bottom frag for his team right now, so could potentially cause some damage right here. Marshy's able to pick up the Annihilator kill, but immediately taken off of his Annihilator by Tio in top of control center. Cheto landing that Fred missile. Little B gets 1 kill off of his War Machine before dropping as well. And it sounds like the Goliaths are starting to come in for Infinex. Couple players rotating, just trying to maybe snag a C cap right here. They're going to be able to do so prior to the cluster strikes coming in for Infinex, but it will still only be a single cap for Tribe Gaming, as they have struggled to get any type of map control, and with the Goliaths on the way in, more than likely this game will be ending pretty soon. Bolu picks up a nice kill, but just not able to get any types of streaks going. It's been all Infinex so far.
Yeah, it absolutely has been. Tio able to regen his health there. Yuji rips out the Annihilator, drops the Goliath that Marshy was in. And I actually do at least like the play that Marshy had there with that Goliath call-in. There was some cluster strikes.
It just got a double.
I missed that, unfortunately. Zim, the god, come through with a double kill.
I looked up at the feed and I saw Zim, and then Zim again. I was like, wait, what's happening right now? They've actually got some progress on the B. Zim could potentially clear it off right here. Tio's going to get knocked off. He's just hip firing with the LK-24, which I don't know I would personally recommend. And they're actually going to take control of B. I mean, if they triple cap, they can win. It's not going to be an easy task by any stretch of the imagination, but with Infinex back on B, they'll be able to close that one out. Cheto will be able to drop Zim, and that will likely mark the end of the game, as we've got Tio calling in his VTOL.
Marshy does find a kill, runs right past Tio in the corner, though. Not that it is going to matter with the desperate need for a triple cap coming out of Tribe and it not happening. This is going to be Infinex with a 150 to 83 lead, which is, I mean, a pretty commanding performance, at least for the side of Infinex. Again, Tribe has struggled in respawn, but did exceptionally well in the search and destroy matchup between these two teams. Lil B and Bolu obviously had some big performances last game, and then coming through this game, definitely struggled a bit to come online there. Marshy fortunately was able to pick up a kill at the very end. I think that could have been the end of his career if he would have let Zim out kill him that game. But
yeah, just a slightly better KD than Zim in that game for Marshy. So we'll see if they can turn things around in Hardpoint. I would say Hardpoint is the one mode where if you can capitalize on the opponent's mistakes, even if you're not out fragging them, you could potentially come out on top. So we'll see if they can make that happen. It is going to be Hardpoint on Raid. Their strategy is just going to need to be top notch in order to make this happen, but anything is possible.
yeah, absolutely. A big potential matchup ahead of us, obviously, with Infinex now being up 2-1 over Tribe. They could close things out 3-1 with a win here on Hardpoint Raid. As I mentioned earlier, Tribe did excel exceptionally strong in the Search and Destroy matchup on firing range. So if they're able to push us to a Game 5, we will have Search and Destroy on standoff, which unfortunately for Tribe, I would say is a better sniper map, at least for Search and Destroy, which obviously brings Cheto into kind of his comfort territory. Which again, we really need. We do see Cheto struggle quite a bit in the snipes when it comes to the finals, and you know, it's unfortunate to see it happen that way sometimes, but that is just unfortunately trying to work through the nerves of playing when everything really comes down to the line when you're the elimination portion of the season. So
Simpson chat and he said, I folded Cheto into Tio enough in Search and Destroy. Well, we'll see if he can bring it back right here as we get ready to hop into what could be our final game of the night. About to hop onto Hardpoint Raid. It looks like a lot of switches must be coming in for Tribe right here as all of their primary players still yet to ready up. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick and then... Oh, wait. They might be readying right now. Marshy's ready. You know what? I'll wait. There are games to be played.
it could potentially be over after this one, Bobby.
Exactly.
Just remember that. It could just be over after this one. Hard to say. We'll have to see what kind of performance Zim is able to bring to the table for his team this time around. And as well as Marshy, if we can see both of those players bring a couple more kills this time around, moving into Hardpoint on Raid, then this could be a different matchup.
For sure. Did somebody say Zim had 8 captures? Is that for real?
Yes.
Number 1 OBJ player.
Hey, he still has 100% win rate in Search and Destroy as far as I'm concerned.
Apparently Infinex has to go at 9:30, so we're gonna need our tribe players to ready up pretty quickly.
Well, if they have to go at 9:30, then this they better win this one, right?
They might have to forfeit. Maybe Little B and Leon are just trying to stall right now and see if they can get Infinex to DQ.
Oh, that's horrible sportsmanship. Horrible sportsmanship. And that is clearly, of course, chat, not what's actually going on.
Yeah, I'm just trolling. They won't even be able to hear me say that because by the time they're ready to.
Yeah, 2-minute delay. Yeah.
2-minute stream delay.
No, and it looks like we are pretty much about to get into the game. We do have Lil B readied up at this point. Leon probably not too far behind. There's the ready up from Leon. Probably just changing some classes over for this different matchup. Specifically, some score streaks moving from Summit to Raid. I definitely could see some of those getting changed around. So definitely excited to be getting into this one. We do have potentially some sniper action coming through the opening point here, just because we do have the two sniper windows. Typically after that first point, we will obviously see players like Cheto will move into something like the DRH. In the past, we would have seen like the HG40 come out of him, but things definitely a little bit different now. And we do have that sniper coming out there. Some good trophy system use. But man, the second Lil B peeks around the corner, Cheto finds the bullet to connect, and he finds a second kill onto Bolu as well. It's a big opening for the side of Infinex here, and they are definitely looking to leave at 9:30 with a win here today, Bobby.
Yeah, Cheto just sniping left and right, and actually Bolu having pretty good success with the sniper so far, but with Cheto on top of this statue, there's not going to be a whole lot of entry points for Tribe. We actually have Bolu picking up another, but Cheto turns onto him immediately. He said, we need to be done by 9:30. Make it 6 kills. I don't think he's missed a shot, and Bolu actually gets the better of him once again. Bolu with 4 of Tribe's 5 initial kills. Leon, the only other player to get a kill so far, and with that, we will have Infinex picking up full time on the first hard. Oh, almost full time on the first hard.
Almost full time.
Now Leon rotating.
Oh man, Cheto. Disrespect there. Cheto 7 kills on the board right now. Picks up the baseball bat that Bolu tried to mow him down with. Definitely would love to see Cheto with some baseball bat action. Oh, what a switch from Cheto there. Finds a clean shot. That was a big one for the side of Infinex, able to, I think they picked up 4 kills off of players that were rotating over towards.
Whoa, Bolu! Hits the snipe, follows it up with a collet. Oh my gosh, sorry to interrupt you. That was just absolutely
good. That
beautiful.
Was wild.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now. He's looking to pick up a shot onto Cheto as well. He's actually going to drop. We got Tribe with control of the hard point. Bolu sliding in. He's got a baseball bat. He wants the kill. He gets it onto Yuji. Top frag and 9 kills on the board. Gets a little bit of time on the hill for Tribe, and with Leon right there with the shotgun, we may see Tribe actually give them a little bit of a run for their money with the Zim still looking for first kill on the board, but Bolu's got the double Molotovs in play, and they've secured Garage.
And Leon with the Remy out here, looking for some of these close range kills, especially a powerful tool moving over into Garage, but rounds the corner, and Tio not hesitating to pump him full of some bullets there and finds the kill. Infinex are definitely struggling a little bit with the rotation over here to Garage, as Tribe has actually been able to pick up some pretty key kills for themselves here. There's a kill for Zim. Finds Yuji, which is a great spot for them, and does look like a little bit of some spawn killage going on from Infinex there, but Tribe actually picking up some pretty big numbers here, crossing over the 50 mark, as well as they have now finally lost control of Garage. But with this being raid, Bobby, this gives them a really big opportunity to make that rotation over to basketball court and get set up to try to pick up a couple kills early on there.
And Bolu is frying with the Annihilator right now. 3 straight kills, he'll lose it. But we'll still have the opportunity to try to hold control of this mid-area. Spots to Tio. Not able to land shots as Tio gets the better of him right there. But they've got control of basketball court. Like you said, Zim frying right now. 2 kills on the board. Just trying to play this head glitch. And Tio or Cheto looking for a snipe onto him, but won't be able to land it over the head glitch. Shots through the smoke. Very nearly a kill coming in for Zim right there, and he'll be playing the OBJ hard for his team right now. Another assist. Beautiful plays coming in from him. Seems to be unstoppable at this point. Now he and Bolu by themselves, and Bolu holding it down with the sniper. Yuji gonna be able to get the frag, but Zim's still there. He picks up the frag. Shooting bodies right now. We finally have the Pred missile coming in for Tio to be able to take Zim off of the hard point, but Tribe Gaming giving Infinex a run for their money. They clear out the hard point and take the rest of scrap time.
They're doing a great job, and clearly, Bobby, since Tribe has all made the switch over to phones, and we haven't seen Zim play a lot lately, this is clearly just him adjusting to the phone. So, gotta give him some credit, chat. He's doing great here for the team. Bolu, however, big kills on the board. 18, working his way into 20. This is a big potential for them to try to move on over to mid and regain control. They are within winning range here. Only about 30 points separating these two teams.
The cluster strike is going to make things easier for Infinex on that hard point. Envoy gets a clutch double for them right there. Bolu's going to round the corner, gets the kill shot onto Cheto, but not before Envoy and Tatio clean things up. Things not looking great for Tribe. They're going to need a crazy break right here to make this happen, and Marshy not able to land the shot. This could be the end of the road as Tatio's got an Annihilator in his hands. Going to be able to clear out the hard point, and Infinex, despite some phenomenal plays out of a lot of Tribe players, is going to be moving on to our finals tomorrow night.
Absolutely, that will present us with Nova Imperium versus Infinex for Thursday's matchup, and then our third place matchup will obviously be Fierce and Tribe Gaming. Definitely hoping we can field a little bit more of a primary roster for the side of Tribe moving into those matchups. But I think we have a phenomenal final ahead of you guys. Infinex's first time making it all the way into the finals matchup. So this is a great opportunity for them. And then as well, Tribe Gaming. I mean, even to be in the third place match, that is a substantial increase for them, at least coming from last season, where I believe they scored. And again, not to trash talk or anything, but I think they were bottom of the division. So definitely a big turnaround for these guys. They've had some phenomenal performances out of Bolu. Little B had some big performances here today as well. So definitely be looking forward to those players and seeing them on Thursday.
I'm just reading chat reacting to Zim shooting body.
Yeah, saw that too.
But yeah, I mean, Tribe, with what they had right there, I'd say played about as well as they possibly could have. Zim was actually not even bottom of the leaderboard, so Leon might need to get some reps in before their matchup on Thursday night, but should be a fun one to watch for sure as we do. Like Day said, we'll have Tribe versus Fierce, and then Nova Academy or Nova Imperium going up against Infinex, two super talented teams. I'm excited to watch those matchups. That's going to be it for tonight, though. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you drop a follow. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you set your alarms for Thursday night, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a great one. I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate Day casting with me, and I appreciate the phenomenal gameplay that we saw at a Zim. It's just unlike anything that we have ever seen in Mobile Mayhem before. That's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next time.